You, come here. Come here.
Okay, that's too far.
Back it up.
Back up.
That's good. You know what it is. You know, right? It's top notch, Mad Droogie, in reverse. Here we are, and I want you to do me a favor. Write this date down, August 23rd.
What's August 23rd? Tell him.
Epic Pro, Better Reach Day, Cudahy, California. I want you to come down and watch Krusty Krew against Los Suavecitos, a.k.a. Levasitos, a.k.a. MSG13. They don't matter. Tell them.
Let me tell you something about the Suavecitos. See, this is our first battle. See, we faced each other once before, and I gotta admit, you got the W. But ever since that W, it seems like you've been complacent. So, let me tell you what's gonna happen August 23rd. We're gonna take advantage. See, because we're hungry. We're starving.
Ain't enough.
So August 23rd, we'll feed off some popcorn. We'll feed off y'all. Suavecitos.
Come get it.
August 23rd, Chaz up.
Third time's the charm. You are looking live once again at the Bill Greene Sports Complex in beautiful Cudahy, California, as Epic Pro Wrestling proudly presents Better Each Day 3. My name is Jordan Castle, joined in the booth by Mr. 551, the Deadlift King, the New Japan Strong Survivor, and fellow Massel, CJ Tino. CJ, what a night we have in store.
It is truly a pleasure and an honor to be on the call with you for such a special evening of wrestling tonight that we are kicking off with a fantastic contest between two young, hungry competitors.
And two competitors, I might add, CJ, who you yourself are very familiar with, actually going head-to-head with Chaz Price in one of our prelims several months ago here in Cudahy.
Yes, and it absolutely stresses the importance of those pre-shows to really let Epic Pro, the audience, management, everyone watching at home, that you are ready for that next level. And here's Chaz Price making good on all of that hard work, all of that effort that he has put in to get to this point. I'm sure as the sunrise that he's going to make as most as he can out of this opportunity.
Listen, whatever I might think of Chaz Price on a personal level, his attitude and cockiness notwithstanding, between the match with you, several matches with fellow Santino Brothers graduate Oscar Felix, he has more than earned this opportunity on the official Epic Pro card. And El Mexica as well, making his debut, bringing that Aztec flair all the way from his native San Diego here to Cudahy.
Really basking in the love of the crowd from the Epic Pro faithful.
Chris Massey sounds for the bell. We are underway with our opening contest of the evening, and it's gonna sting if you're Chaz Price, right? You performed in front of these people countless times against Oscar Felix, against yourself, and still they choose Mexica, who has never been seen in this building, has never been seen in this promotion in any capacity.
Very well said. It just kind of goes to show how much of a factor reputation can make, and El Mexica's reputation apparently precedes him.
I know you've not shared a ring with Mexica in singles competition, CJ, but have trained extensively with the man, have traveled up and down the greater San Diego area alongside him, have shared numerous locker rooms. What can you tell us about El Mexica? Perhaps shed some light on what makes this individual so special heading into his Epic Pro debut.
Someone who made his debut a little over a year ago and has absolutely dove into everything it takes to be a complete professional wrestler, whether it's lucha libre that you're seeing before you.
Chaz Price with a little diving of his own, Hurricane Rana into a cover. And Mexica, again, fresh off his debut south of the border in Mexico. There's got to be a little bit of envy career-wise for Chaz Price, seeing some of the opportunities that Mexica has earned himself younger into his career.
Absolutely, but as we're seeing right now, it's a little bit tit for tat. What you can do, I can do better, as Mexica's extending a handshake, almost an olive branch.
Chaz Price curiously takes it, but Mexica.
Surprising me. I expected him to be the more sportsman of the two.
I was going to say uncharacteristic of Mexica. Chaz Price, as we've seen in the prelims, very cocky, very confident, very full of himself here, but he was more than ready to administer the code of honor. Mexica.
Almost turn over a new leaf.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, says Chaz Price. Not going to be caught slipping again. Cover on Mexica here.
It almost looks like that disrespect lit a fire under Chaz Price. As if he's saying, this is the way you want to play, I'm going to match you and then some, as he's giving himself a pat on the back.
And I wonder for Mexica, heading into unfamiliar territory, several hours away from his native San Diego, if he perhaps feels like he has to unleash a darker side, dig into a dirtier bag of tricks to get the win on an opportunity as big as this. Not just his Epic Pro debut, but starting off the evening here.
Pressure will make you do desperate things. I mean, you just saw that boot to the face. There was no love lost in that kick.
Snap suplex.
El Mexica looks like he is perhaps getting ready for a Eddie Guerrero tribute.
Lying, cheating, and stealing his way into a cover. And perhaps more than a sentimental tribute, much like the late great Eddie, not afraid to bend and break the rules and get a little fluid with it, frankly, here tonight. CJ, a very different side of Mexica on display thus far.
Yeah, I am very shocked to see the turn of events as Chaz Price rallying a little bit back, possibly trying to go for a head scissors.
Instead, a back breaker stops him dead in his tracks. Suplex once again, center of the ring, and Chaz Price in a world of hurt.
Speaking from experience,
Cover.
Every time your body is thrown against that mat, it hurts, it radiates. Nerves that you feel in your fingertips start to lose feeling.
I mean, CJ, elephant in the room, the reason you sat beside me here at the commentary booth and not competing in the ring as originally scheduled is because of injury. And that's a risk that all of these athletes run every time they step foot in the Epic Pro
Absolutely,
ring.
it is a roll of the dice. As El Mexica looks like he was plotting something, but Chaz Price just barely able to stand up.
Not sure if that was intentional or not. Perhaps sound strategy from Chaz Price. Not getting back up to that vertical base, not giving Mexica the opening for more offense here, and now gave himself the opening for a recovery here. Small package.
Very smart small package. Almost was enough.
Chaz Price looking to steal it, fighting defensively here again with a roll-up. CJ, this tells me he wants to finish this match as quickly as humanly possible.
Very smart. They are not being paid by the hour. Chaz Price is just figuring out whatever he can do as he almost completes this backslide.
No,
Mexica is rolling through.
Wisely rolling onto his feet, and now a power bomb. It's the thing about Mexica. You hear luchador, you hear lucha libre, cover. You think about the agility and the high flying and the risk taking, but Mexica's so much more than that, CJ.
Like I was saying earlier, he is a complete wrestler. Whether it's lucha libre, the technical side, or even just being a powerhouse. As Mexica is taking off his gauntlets, almost signaling a gear shift, like he's going to bring a fight to Chaz Price.
And if he's only now starting to turn up the heat, if he's only now starting to pump up the volume, that spells disaster for Chaz Price. Sent pillar to post. Again, looking for that bow and arrow, but got caught with a face full of turnbuckle.
The elusiveness of Chaz Price, very wisely getting out of the way.
Yeah, Mexica's going to have a mark in the form of a turnbuckle and a Chaz Price boot. No face paint necessary tomorrow morning. Springboard crossbody.
Almost reaching the heavens on that one. I've been on the receiving end of that before. It does not feel good. But it seems like it took a little bit of toll from Chaz Price himself.
Chaz Price trying to find his way back into this one. Again, Chaz victorious over you in the prelims, CJ. What does Mexica have to do here for a different result?
Mexica has just got to try to withstand the storm because it looks like Chaz Price has got all the momentum and bags of tricks to boot.
Went for that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, looking for a reversal, but Chaz Price instead caught on the shoulders.
There's that strength of Mexica we were talking about earlier. A Northern Light suplex from the top of his shoulder.
Almost a shoulder block headbutt combination there. And once again, loading up the clip. This time perhaps finds the opening for the spear. Cover. No.
Very innovative offense from both of these competitors, fully on display.
You think there's a part of El Mexica that perhaps underestimated Chaz Price? Said, hey, you had to earn your way up the ranking. You had to go through Oscar Felix and CJ Tino in the prelims. Not me.
If you had asked me earlier, I would have said no, but the way Mexica, his demeanor, it seems like it's changed. As if something has gone to his head, as if he does feel like he is a little bit entitled.
Well, Chaz Price, we're going to wipe that smugness off his face. Into a cover. No, nearly had him. A heroic effort here from Chaz Price, CJ, but the work is far, far from over.
Chaz Price trying to almost beckon the fans here at Epic Pro to rally behind him, the one who has been playing things by the straight and narrow.
In no way the way I thought this match would turn out. Expect the unexpected here at Epic Pro Wrestling, as from the second rope, Chaz Price takes to the skies.
Perhaps taking a little bit too... Perhaps taking it too long, motioning, almost mouthing something to Mexica.
Indeed, took too much time, gave Mexica the opening for escape. And now Mexica takes Chaz off his feet. German suplex. Something you know a thing or two about, Mr. Tino.
Absolutely. Release German suplex right on the back of Chaz Price's neck. He looks damaged as can be.
But still with the wherewithal to get that shoulder up. And again, just because Chaz Price was able to survive that German suplex does not mean the residual effect of the landing stops there.
Absolutely. This could spell disaster for Chaz, as he looks like he's in a world of hurt right now. Barely able to get up to his feet. But countering with a headbutt.
Perhaps thinking, no, man, drills Mexica into the canvas. Nasty landing, but still not enough.
The heart of both of these competitors to keep on fighting after what presumably looks like some of the best shots in their arsenal.
Again, no championship gold up for grabs here. No #1 contendership up for grabs here. Just standing, just ranking here in Epic Pro speaks to how important that is to both of these men.
Rolling lariat.
Mexica nearly cleaning the clock of Chaz Price. That clock is shimmering, squeaky clean. As Mexica again with a little Eddie Guerrero tribute, but took a little too much time himself here, Tino.
As Chaz Price looks like he's got El Mexica almost ready for a suplex off the barrel. Hold the strength of Chaz Price.
Money clip! Hook of the leg! He got him! Plain and simple, a star-making performance here tonight from Chaz Price, CJ.
From the prelims to the main card, showing that he belongs as he gets a victory over a very competitive El Mexica.
Welcome to the dance, Chaz Price. A change in perspective and attitude for El Mexica. No doubt hoping to lead him to victory, perhaps his undoing here tonight, CJ.
Yeah, a new chapter is being written for Chaz Price.
So much great action coming at you, fans. Our unsanctioned main event, Guerrilla Warfare, as Darwin Finch goes head-to-head with Chris Nasty. Royce Isaacs defending the Epic Pro Championship against Slice Boogie, and through it all, respect earned between these great athletes.
That is the El Mexica that I've known and trained with. I'm glad that he came to his senses. At the end of the day, sportsmanship is how everything should be handled here in professional wrestling. Glad to see El Mexica was able to be humble enough to admit Chaz Price was the better man today.
More singles action coming at you up next as Adrian Quest goes head-to-head with a Wicked Wicket here at Epic Pro Wrestling. Better each day 3. Two impressive athletes with chips on their shoulder here tonight, CJ Tino, both reeling after losses at Squabble Up.
But if you look at the confidence of Wicked as he is making his way to the ring, he is a man with a purpose, a man who is not letting any losses in the past faze him, a man ready to show that he is every bit as good as he knows he is.
Of course, Wicked recently removing the hood just about a year ago at NJPW Academy Showcase number 4. It was a watershed moment for Wicked, a moment of great vulnerability in that main event match against Alan Breeze. And likewise, here's a man who's never donned a hood, who's never worn the mask, but don't let that detract from the lucha libre acumen of young Adrian Quest, a veteran of over a decade, still in his 20s.
There is a statistic that just boggles my mind when you find out that Adrian Quest is a 16-year veteran, under the age of 30. That level of experience mixed with youth and athleticism is such a deadly combination.
A true breakout year for Wicked, though. Across not just California, but Las Vegas and Arizona and the West Coast as a whole, though oftentimes seen as a trios or faction wrestler. Same can be said of Adrian Quest as a member of Los Suavecitos. This is singles competition. No one to tag out to, no one even in the corner of Wicked or Quest here.
Just trying to take a moment to jockey and see who the crowd is rallying behind. It seemed a little leniency towards Wicked. But the night is young and these things can change at the flip of a dime, as we saw in the previous match.
Again, Chaz Bryce, effectively the villain heading into his contest against Del Mexica. The tide turning, not just because of Mexica's attitude and cockiness towards Bryce, but I think because of Bryce's own fighting spirit, something that we know Quest and Wicked both have in spades.
Absolutely. And both of these competitors taking a moment, almost try to gauge one another. And let me just give y'all a warning to the viewers at home. Once they get going, do not blink, because these are two of the most fastest, precise wrestlers you are going to see this evening.
You're saying this is some blink and you'll miss it action, CJ Tino?
That would be very apropos.
My eyes are going to be hurting after this one, and it's going to be worth it. Of course, as I mentioned, Adrian Quest coming off a loss to Slice Boogie. Wicked coming off a loss to Ray Rosas the last time Epic Pro Wrestling came to Cudahy, California, And CJ, let me ask you, reeling off of a big loss from that to top-level competitors such as a Ray Rosas or a Slice Boogie, what does that do to your psyche heading into another big-time opportunity as we see here?
So it's one of those things that the best in the game, the professionals, the ones who are really mastered their craft, you don't let it phase you one bit. If anything, it fuels you as motivation. You can't get comfortable.
Quest and Wicked looking comfortable here, sizing each other up.
Going for a test of strength.
Well, I will say a distinct difference between comfort and complacency here. Just because they're cool, calm, and collected doesn't mean they're underestimating the other.
No, very well said.
Wicked now. The arm wrenched by Adrian Quest. A slow start here, but as you said, CJ, you know it's not going to stay that way for very long.
But all the credit for Adrian Quest, who was little by little wearing down the wrist, but still able to pull out a sensational cartwheel.
Wicked looking to push the pace. Quest with a fireman's carry attempted. Sent into the ropes is Wicked. Oh, a little bit of a lack of positioning there for both of those men. You could tell Wicked thought Quest was going to be under him. Quest was not, and CJ, I think that was very much by design.
Wicked luring him in with a handshake, responding with a spinning kick to the stomach.
Wicked now so comfortable on that top rope, and Adrian Quest, call it cowardice, call it smarts, whatever you call it. It got him out of dodge there, rolling out of the ring.
I call that intelligence. He saw a man flying off the top of the rope and said, I am getting out of the way, I am recalibrating, readjusting, and I am doing this on my time.
Again, when you're in the ring, CJ, with someone so stylistically similar, another junior heavyweight, another cruiserweight, as it were, as both Quest and Wicked are, how do you adjust your strategy?
It all depends on the momentum and who's really rallying, who's got it, because when things are clicking for you, you just keep going, you keep pushing. And speaking of pushing, with a big shoulder tackle from Adrian Quest.
Wicked now cannot make heads or tails of Quest as it's young Fuego pushing the pace. Springboard offense into a gorgeous drop kick.
Corkscrew twist.
Cover. I'm dizzy just watching that. The fact that Adrian Quest is able to continue offensive maneuver after that, it's amazing to me.
Absolutely, and I'm looking at the intensity in Adrian Quest's eyes. He is as serious and as locked in as I think I've ever seen him.
Again, if you're Adrian Quest, a veteran at such a young age, you don't want to feel like you're treading water in your career. You don't want to get complacent and say, hey, I've been doing this for so many years. I've achieved this success in the past. You know it as well as anyone, CJ. Professional wrestling, a what have you done for me lately type of business.
It is the unfortunate truth of our business, but it is very real. And Adrian Quest right now showing what have I done for you lately? That's wrench Wicked's arm.
Yeah, it's break your damn arm. Wrenching the digits back in a way they are simply not meant to go. A very aggressive side of Adrian Quest on display here.
Whether it is attacking the arm or an effective punch to the face, Adrian Quest in full control.
Giving Wicked a tour of the ring, a nasty landing. Face first on that top turnbuckle, CJ. Again, you see a very thin layer of padding here. That is deceptive. That is hard, cold steel, those turnbuckles.
And that looks like it caught Wicked right in the nose. My God.
Perhaps a disadvantage to removing that mask against Alan Breeze.
Yeah, if anything, it's an extra layer of protection that's no longer there.
Not only that, but Wicked no longer with the poker face afforded by the mask. Adrian Quest can tell the pain he's dishing out to Wicked. He can tell how effective that pain is, but Wicked, perhaps with a second win here.
Can he capitalize on that moonsault?
Still only a 2. You have to wonder, CJ, if he had been able to capitalize with the cover immediately, perhaps would have stolen the victory.
Very good chance, but all we can do is deal with the cards we have on our hand. And right now his cards are saying a big swift kick to the face.
I've never seen a card that says that.
No, you haven't played enough poker games.
Wicked here, betting on himself, trying to beat some feeling back into that rib cage. And beating something into Adrian Quest.
Sound that has rippled through this arena, my goodness.
Wicked with a shot so hard, he hurt his own hand.
Yeah.
Into a cover now. No. And I'm putting you in the hot seat here, Tino. Who do you see eking out a victory? Again, so evenly matched, both men with so much to prove. Both men have looked so impressive.
You are putting me in the hot seat. If I had to choose, based purely on experience, I'm going with Adrian Quest. As you just see right there, countering a back handspring into a beautiful German suplex.
Hard to bet against that pick. Quest looking to capitalize, but again, a day late and $1 short. In many ways, that's the story of this matchup, CJ. Neither Quest nor Wicked able to capitalize quickly enough, at least thus far.
A recurring theme, which again, surprising, just given the quickness, how rapidly fast these competitors are.
But think about it. It might be an offensive maneuver, but flying high, be it a corkscrew or a moonsault, whatever it may be, that takes something out of you, even if, cover here, even if you're the one dishing out the maneuver.
No, absolutely correct. And you can see that little by little it's been wearing down both of these competitors as they're slowly going through their full arsenal to put one another down.
Quest into the, no, yes, into the cover here. Does not hook the leg, and perhaps it cost him. Both Quest and Wicked, California through and through. The Inland Empire and Riverside represented as Quest cinches in the single-leg Boston Crab. CJ, another thing I know you know more than a little something about.
Yeah, that single leg grab is real deep. It looks like Wicked slowly making his way to the ropes, having no choice but to release the hold.
But how much damage was done in just a short period of time there?
I mean,
Maybe 15, 20 seconds, that hold cinched him. It can do a world of damage.
When we talk about the lack of poker face without the mask, you can see the pain that Wicked is in as he's clutching his knee. As Adrian Quest is now toying with Wicked.
Disrespect here from Adrian Quest. I'm not sure I understand this strategy, giving Wicked time to recuperate, time to get back up to a vertical base, and not only that, willing him onwards, mouthing off, making this personal
Looks
for
like Wicked wants more.
Oh, and he's going to get it. Not only that, CJ, he's going to give it. Off the ropes. Evasion. Shot to the gut. Shot to the mush. And just like that, the tide has turned. Wicked has found his way back in this one. Not
content with a cover. He is relishing in the damage he inflicted on Adrian Quest. Looks like he's got one more trick up his sleeve.
Maybe looking for that Wicked swirl, but Quest has done his homework. He saw it coming. Exactly where Wicked wanted him. This go around, and the cutter may be all Wicked needs.
Deep hook of the leg.
No, only a 2. Speaks to the tenacity of Adrian Quest to kick out of that. Center of the ring. And Wicked a little slow for the cover, but still very, very impressive from young Fuego here.
An onslaught of maneuvers by Wicked, but Adrian Quest still has a lot of life in him, it looks.
For now, in the fireman's carry, and Quest wisely wriggling out of dodge here.
Almost for a Russian leg sweep, but rolling forward into a deep submission hold.
Again, center of the ring, Wicked a very far way removed from that bottom rope, and even if he could get there, perhaps difficult for Wicked to see here.
Wicked in a world of pain right now. Can he reach? Can he roll over?
Wicked maybe with no choice but to tap out. Trying to get that foot on the bottom rope, and he does.
Once again, the life preserver, that is the bottom rope.
A 20-minute time limit here, and we're halfway home, CJ. What does that do mentally for an athlete when you hear that call from ring announcer Pinky Santino?
It definitely gives you a sense of urgency. But looking at the pain and the discomfort that Wicked is, I don't think Adrian Quest is in a rush right now.
Adrian Quest again, controlling the pace. We know how quick and explosive Wicked can be. Quest does not want to give him the opening as he deposits Wicked on the top rope, perhaps thinking superplex here?
Yeah, he's got something diabolical in his mind, whether it's a superplex, a hurricanrana, what have you.
Diabolical for both of these men. As we said, CJ, just because you're administering the offense doesn't mean it's comfortable for you, and Wicked taking to the skies, but nobody home. Waistlock, ripcord lariat.
Following it up.
Variation on that. Wicked swirled into the cover, but did not get the back of the neck. As we know, CJ loves to hit that maneuver in the most vulnerable part of the body. And unfortunately, the change in position did not lead to victory.
And you point out he's clutching and shaking out his arm. And it looks like that almost took a little bit out of Wicked as well.
Hold on. Adrian Quest playing possum into a German suplex.
Could he be following it up with more? Turning it around. Butterfly position. Tiger bomb.
Cover. No! You know, Adrian Quest has shared a ring with the legendary Tiger Mask. Perhaps picked up a thing or two with his own variation on the Tiger Driver. And now looking to finish things off from that second rope, but nobody home off the corkscrew. Wicked swirled once again. There it is. Gotta be it. No!
Adrian Quest is built different on that one.
CJ, if I was a betting man, I would have bet the house on Wicked getting the 3 count here, and I would have gone flat broke.
This is uncharted waters we are in right now. What will it take for Wicked to put Adrian Quest away?
What does that do to an athlete to have your opponent kick out of a game-ending maneuver, especially this far into a match?
It makes you go through the Rolodex of what you can do, what level of punishment you can bestow to pull through the victory. As once more, jockeying for top rope position.
This time it's Wicked with Quest in a very vulnerable position. Quest with a Hurricane Rana! Turning lemons into lemonade, and now back to the center of the ring.
Does not look like that Hurricane Rana was enough as Adrian Quest going to the top rope.
Feeling froggy! Into the cover! He got him! It feels almost cliche to say could have gone either way, but in the case of Adrian Quest and Wicked CJ Tino, it truly could have gone either way.
Very well said. Either competitor has nothing to be ashamed of. That was so much more than I could have ever expected. My hat's off to both of these competitors.
Adrian Quest bouncing back here, formerly victorious over the likes of Arez and Chris Nasty, and tonight adding Wicked to that kill list.
My question is, what does this mean for Wicked? Having lost to Ray Rosas, now having lost to Adrian Quest, what's he gonna do to bounce back?
Back to the drawing board for Wicked. Again, a very impressive performance, nearly eking out a victory over Rosas. Squabble up. Quest here tonight, but nearly doesn't get you to the pay window, nearly doesn't guarantee you future bookings in Epic Pro's Pantheon. Speaking of the future of Epic Pro's Pantheon, we mentioned Adrian Quest, a member of Los Suavecitos. We're going to see his cohorts, Danny Rose and Ricky G, in tag team action, taking on Tom Kubrick and Lucas Riley up next. You are looking live at the Bill Greene Sports Complex in beautiful Cudahy, California, as Epic Pro Wrestling proudly presents the meanest of times. Looking to parlay the momentum from leader Adrian Quest into tag team success here. That is Ricky G on your left, Danny Rose on your right. Los Suavecitos feeling fired up headed into this one.
One of the best tag teams, not just in California, not just in the West Coast, but in the entire nation, in my opinion.
Hard to dispute that. And again, CJ, the same can be said about these men. Hey, CJ, how are those singing chops? How are those pipes feeling, my friend? We got some ABBA in us? What do we think?
I am no dancing queen by all means, but if it makes you feel better, please, let me hear them.
Everybody, no place to go. Mountain man, the music. Singing the Disney Green. Bow, bow, bow. CJ Tino, you are someone intimately familiar with Lucas Riley and Dom Kubrick. And I mean, listen, popcorn and entrance music aside, these two fellow products of the NJPW Academy, you've shared the cerulean blue of the Lion Mark with them as opponents and tag team partners. What insight can you provide to us heading into this one against Los Suavecitos?
Before I get into any of that, I just want to talk about the response, the ovation for the crowd here at Epic Pro. These men are heroes. They are beloved. And I think that home field advantage factor might play a big variable in today's contest.
You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen. Ooh. Yeah, forget each other, forget yourself, CJ. Makeshift tag team partners in the form of the Epic Pro Faithful here tonight.
Yeah. My God, what an entrance. That's the thing about the Krusty Krew. They are a ton of fun. They love to entertain, but they bring it. Having trained with them in the New Japan Academy, I know how innovative they are, how quick they are, how synergistic they are. Every single time I would train with them, they brought something new to the table. Hungry competitors, putting in the work. Man, my God, we are in for a show right now.
Talk about your experience alongside them as a trio. We've seen a great deal of trios experience for the Krusty Krew here in Epic Pro Wrestling, forming TMD Krusty Krew with one hysterical Shane Haste, and it'll be interesting to see if they're able to fare as well without Shane in their corner. A trios match, very different than a traditional tag team match, and though the Krusty Krew have competed in tag team competition up and down California for the better part of the last 2 years, there is something to be said about the type of experience you have in an organization. As of late, the Krusty Krew have been trios wrestlers in Epic Pro.
And the Los Suavecitos not having any of the fanfare of the Krusty Krew. Almost feeling a bit disrespected that they are not being as received in like kind.
I mean, I have to say, if you're Los Suavecitos, did you not expect this heading into this match? The Krusty Krew, perennial fan favorites, have been a part of Epic Pro in some form or fashion since the very beginning, be it as tag team wrestlers or singles competitors. And as we said, they're a great deal of fun. They love to entertain with the popcorn, with the entrance music, with the chants. It's part of what makes them so special.
Absolutely, and as special as they are, they've got plenty to go, but it seems like Lucas Riley's trying to jockey away out of this hammerlock.
Lucas Riley, the Gravity Renegade, a high flyer as the nickname would imply, but keeping Danny Rose grounded here with a bow and arrow of sorts.
Quickly turning to a cover.
Do not let the vertical challenge of Danny Rose fool you. He might be the shortest man in this matchup. He does not lack in power. He does not lack in strength despite that. Let me ask you this, CJ. Who has more to prove here in Epic Pro? The Krusty Krew, a more established and regular commodity trying to maintain their spot, or Los Suavecitos looking to prove theirs?
I would probably have to say with Los Suavecitos, being at the disadvantage of not having the crowd behind them, I think that puts a little bit of chip on their shoulder to almost prove to these folks at Epic Pro, don't sleep on us. As that kick to the back, and I'll share that'll wake you up.
It'll wake you up or it'll put you to sleep, depending on where and when you ask. Assisted whoopee cushion there from Lucas Riley. And Kubrick, now the legal man with a basement drop kick, hooks the leg. But only a 2. I've said it before, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Lucas Riley and Dom Kubrick have had the technical acumen for as long as they've been wrestling. But there was that intangible that was missing for such a long time that I think they found in one another as a tag team, as a part of the Krusty Krew.
It's one of those things where they're better together, as corny and cliche as that sounds. There's just something special as a tag is made.
Same can be said of Ricky G, though. Unfortunately for him, unfortunately for Los Suavecitos, not faring much better than tag team partner Danny Rose thus far. Tag team wrestling 101, keeping G isolated in the opposite corner. And now the Krusty Krew with the classic misdirection. The legal Lucas Riley with a double stomp to the back, lateral press, and only a 2.
Always so smooth and crisp is the Krusty Krew's offense. It's one of those things I want to talk about earlier where you said Shane Haste might not be here, but I think the influence of teaming with him has lingering and lasting effects that have only made the Krusty Krew that much better.
Yeah, Shane Haste, a world-traveled tag team wrestler. Clearly that paying dividends here, taking a page out of the playbook of the hysterical one. But nothing funny about this for the Krusty Krew. I'm not sure if Dom Kubrick realized it here, CJ, but Danny Rose, the legal man, kick to the midsection, knee to the face, courtesy of Ricky G, and now a Bulldog followed up with a basement drop kick of their own. Los Suavecitos make it look too dang easy.
And that was textbook tag team wrestling that generated a positive reaction for the Suavecitos from the crowd, who had no choice but to respect.
Well, you can't
how
respect
talented
this.
Yes.
Sorry, using referee Charlie Wu for leverage. What are we doing here? Danny Rose knows better. And speaking of referee Charlie Wu, his vision obstructed in the wrong place at the wrong time gave the opening for Danny Rose and a flagrant rake of the eyes.
It goes to be one of those benefits of having a tag team partner they're the same page on. You can play the referee off so that you can take advantage of Dom Kubrick, as we're seeing right here.
Frankly, one of those benefits to underhanded tactics, to not being opposed to underhanded tactics. The Krusty Krew are fan favorites because they play by the books, because they don't do anything shady. They don't do anything behind the official's back. They don't do anything to garner the hatred of the people. Los Suavecitos, they don't care as long as it gets them the win, CJ.
And them not caring is what makes them dangerous.
Indeed, the tide of this match is turned. Danny Rose wearing Dom Kubrick down with some of that deceptive power. Dom, though, fighting back up, using that height to his advantage here, and as soon as he does, Danny Rose back down into the corner, a sunset flip from the now legal Ricky G with an assisted kick. No. CJ, what do the Krusty Krew have to do as someone who has teamed with them in trios competition before? Cheap shot there from Ricky G. What do they have to do to find an opening here in this one?
They got to keep their head on a swivel because Los Suavecitos is finding every nook and cranny of what they can do to get back on top. That is answered with a devastating clothesline to the mush.
Cover. And Dom Kubrick tried to do just that. Using that agility, took Danny Rose off the apron. It's a sound strategy, but unfortunately, Ricky G saw it coming, and as he said, Cito's up. Gotta be a bit of pressure for Los Suavecitos. Moments ago, saw Adrian Quest pick up a huge victory in singles competition. They don't want to be the ones to bring home a loss to the Suavecitos camp. And it's not looking likely off the assisted crossbody cover.
With the way that they have been flowing and in control lately, the odds are slowly inching more and more to the Los Suavecitos' favor. That things could not potentially be looking good for the Krusty Krew.
Danny Rose with a very disrespectful shot to the face of Dom Kubrick. They might have regard. They might have reverence for the Krusty Krew as a tag team. They're not showing that here, CJ, and I think that's very much by design.
And it's one of those things where just how much punishment can Dom Kubrick take as he's just getting assaulted time and time again in the corner.
Chirping chop to the chest, ringing throughout the Bill Greene Sports Complex. And that one, even louder, but Dom Kubrick more than happy to return the favor. I think a fatal error may have been made here, Tito. I think they've only served to piss Matt Drugi off.
But it looks like Dom Kubrick's got him hooked for a suplex.
Now Ricky G with the reversal, battering the back. Again, just when it looked like Dom Kubrick might find an opening, just when it looked like Dom Kubrick might mount enough offense to tag Lucas Riley in, Los Suavecitos cutting him off at the pass.
Not all stories have a happy ending, and this could spell disaster for Krusty Krew. As I say this, Dom Kubrick fighting back.
Commentators curse in full effect. Ricky G set outside the ring, and Dom Kubrick plants Danny Rose, hooks the leg. Still not enough.
Almost an orange crush, it looks like. Possibly paying tribute to Shane Haste.
And conventional wisdom would say you go for the tag, you try to get Lucas Riley in the match. It might seem easy, just a few inches for Dom Kubrick to crawl, but can he do it? Yes, he can. Lucas Riley psyching Ricky G out. Springboard crossbody. Ricky with the reversal. Lucas Riley here like a video game character come to life into a double stomp of his own.
Lucas showing how deep his bag is and how innovative, combined with his quick athleticism, just makes him such a deadly competitor.
Yeah, but a handicap match is a handicap match. At a certain point, the numbers game exploited by Los Suavecitos are going to come back to bite ya. Or is it?
I think not. Never tell Lucas Riley the odds.
A 2-for-1 special here. Lucas Riley saying, I'll take them both, I'm hardcore. Blue Thunder Bomb, shoulders down. And a kick out. Tag team excellence on display here tonight, CJ Tino.
20 minutes remain. We are 1/3 into this contest with time slowly ticking away. Lucas Riley does not seem to be in a rush, making his way to the top.
20 minutes might sound like a long time. With how evenly matched these tag teams are, I would not be shocked if this one came down to the wire here. Riley now. Nasty knee to Ricky G. Feeling all sorts of fired up. There's that proverbial third man on the outside. They may not have Shane Haste. They damn sure have the Epic Pro faithful here, CJ.
The Suavecitos making a tag that I don't think Lucas Riley is aware of.
Oh, he's aware of it now. Enziguri here from Danny Rose.
Danny making his way to the top.
Taking full advantage of that in-between allotment. And now Danny Rose might have him dead to rights, but Dom Kubrick breaks up the pin.
At the very last second, saving his partner's skin, keeping this match continuing.
And CJ, I think if not for that insertion from Mad Droogie, Dom Kubrick may have been all for naught for the Krusty Krew. I'm not sure if Lucas Riley was getting that shoulder up.
Being dropped from that height with 2 feet crashing on your sternum, I think not.
Now it's Dom Kubrick here fighting against the numbers game, but it's just too much.
Suavecito's got something planned.
A noggin knocker. Those plans decidedly out the window. And Dom Kubrick breaking the glass. Big boot. Slamming Rose into G. I gotta say, CJ, it is one thing to neutralize Ricky G or Danny Rose. To do it to both of them sequentially at the same time this far into a contest, it speaks volumes to the type of competitor that Dom Kubrick truly is. Flatliner.
Popping him up from a fireman's position.
No. And drop down.
And taking an unsuspecting kick to the head.
Ricky G calling for the end, but instead caught with the enziguri. And now Lucas Riley with a signifier of his own.
Going for a powerbomb, perhaps.
Krusty Krew again fighting against the odds, but they can only do so for so long. Sling blade.
The ability for the Suavecitos to find their chances, their opportunities where it's 2-on-1 is nothing short of impressive, as Lucas Riley is in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, CJ, I think Los Suavecitos are looking to put the exclamation mark on this one. Danny from the top! Senton to the outside, wipe it out, Dom Kubrick. Ricky with a Vader bomb. This could be it. No!
My goodness, the resiliency and the heart of Lucas Riley to be able to continue after all the punishment that has transpired so far. It leaves me asking, what do the Suavecitos have to do?
Well, the resiliency and the time allotted. Ricky G wanted to make sure Danny Rose landed that senton on Dom Kubrick and perhaps gave Lucas Riley enough time to recuperate.
That wrist tape is coming off. That means only one thing. That means there is nothing that they will do to hold back to put Lucas Riley away.
Hold on. Lucas Riley gets the knee up. Danny Rose only just now realizing it. Now it's Rose sent to the outside once again, but not of his own accord. Dom Kubrick somehow back up to his feet here, CJ. Face full of turnbuckle. Big forearm.
Krusty Krew.
Perhaps setting up.
Dutchman's curse.
They got him. Monkey flip power bomb. And the win. Krusty Krew cursing Los Suavecitos here tonight, CJ.
The Krusty Krew making good on the ovation and love that the fans here at Epic Pro have been showing them, providing them a reason that their spot on the top is very, very well much deserved.
We speculated whether or not the absence of Shane Haste would hinder the Krusty Krew here tonight. Suffice it to say, it did not.
The Krusty Krew.
K's up here tonight, CJ Tino. You know, how come they were able to get the job done here, but they weren't able to when you were their tag team partner? What's that all about?
We're not gonna talk about that just yet. We'll save that for another time. That was more my fault than anything.
Well, CJ, ever the one to take the blame. We appreciate it. We love you. We're so happy to have you.
Absolutely. I mean, having a chance to have the best seat in the house, to see competition like this, to see the very best, and not just Los Angeles, not just California, just some of just textbook A-class wrestling. No place I'd rather be.
Well, speaking of the very best, Ray Rosas a few months ago with the opportunity to prove he was the very best here at Epic Pro, lost out on that opportunity in the final hour, of course, failing to defeat Royce Isaacs, failing to become Epic Pro champion. And up next, he continues his crawl back up the mountaintop in singles competition, but he drew the short straw against Alpha Zoe. Coming at you up next.
August 23rd, Ray Rosas. Going one-on-one with the Blue Flame Alpha Zoe. Now listen, Ray, I understand the last show you walked up to me and said, hey man, you look great out there. I've been watching you. I would love to have a one-on-one match. Well, you got it. But the one problem that you don't realize is I love competition. So with that being said, with you going one-on-one with me now, you're nothing but an enemy. You're the op. You're going to be my problem. You're going to get this issue. And best believe the Blue Flame is going to come up on top. And after I beat you, Royce, Slice, whoever wins that match, best believe is getting Alpha Zoe one-on-one when Epic Pro returns. Yeah.
Alpha Zoe a long way from his native NorCal, but CJ, you wouldn't know it given this reception.
Absolutely not. And Alpha Zoe, every gift a professional wrestler could have, whether it's power, speed, explosivity, this man has in spades.
A true all-rounder is Alpha Zoe, but the question is, will it be enough to counteract the experience and the technical brilliance of his opponent, Ray Rosas. Not just any Ray Rosas, a pissed off and determined Ray Rosas with a chip on his shoulder. When you talk about the modern independent wrestling scene in the state of California, it is impossible to talk about it without the foundation laid by Ray Rosas. In many ways, a pillar, a founding father of this territory as we know it, CJ.
There's no argument for me there. Ray Rosas has been the best in Southern California for a very long time and deserves all of the flowers that one could give him.
You know, flowers wilt, they dry up, they go bad. You know what doesn't? Championship gold. And Ray Rosas, as we said, falling just short of the finishing line. Undefeated for years here in Epic Pro, but when push came to shove, unable to get the job done, unable to become inaugural Epic Pro champion, losing to Royce Isaacs.
Even though coming off of defeat, the focus and demeanor of Ray Rosas does not show any sign of self-doubt.
Yeah, just because he's not showing it doesn't mean it's not there. Rosas, a brilliant wrestler. Knows better than to show that to a competitor's game as Alpha Zo, but how could it not be there? Rosas bet everything on Epic Pro, said it was his opportunity to prove the people wrong, to prove what he meant to this organization, to prove he deserved not just those flowers, but the opportunities that came with it, and ultimately could not get the job done. You don't just bounce back from that in a show or two or three, CJ.
Looks like he has some words for Alpha Zo. Did you hear that? No stepping stone is Ray Rosas.
Just because of what he's built in the past, Ray Rosas is not to be left there. He is the president of Epic Pro. If he has his way, he'll be its future as champion. And Alpha Zo taking off his feet. He's not going to let that happen easily. He's not going to be empathetic or sympathetic towards Rosas' struggles or insecurities here in the wake of that Epic Pro Championship loss.
Absolutely. There is nothing personal when it comes to competition like that. Alpha Zo has got to do what Alpha Zo's got to do. And if this just means putting Ray Rosas down another notch, so be it.
Alpha Zo, a fixture of the Bay Area here. And it speaks to his reach, his popularity and knowledge amongst the people here that he's built a name for himself up and down the proverbial coast.
Ray Rosas letting this match be on his terms, at his pace, at his cadence.
You think that's unwise of Alpha Zo to let Ray Rosas control the pace, especially here in the feeling out process?
Possibly, but the thing about Alpha Zo is he is a student of the game as well, and he is very aware of Ray Rosas' tricks.
Unaware of that, Rosas cinching in that headlock, trying to keep the power of Alpha Zo grounded, but unable to do so for long. Shoulder tackle here.
Speak on the power on Alpha Zo. There it is in full effect.
Listen, Ray Rosas no small fry, but if you're playing the power game against Alpha Zo, 99% of the time, you're going to lose.
And the ego of Ray Rosas not going in for another test of Alpha Zo's power.
Make no mistake, just because Ray Rosas is finally garnered the respect of the Epic Pro faithful does not mean any of that ego is waned. He is still as much of a fan of Ray Rosas as any of these people are.
And the frustration after taking a shoulder tackle from Alpha Zoe.
Ray Rosas had to see this coming. A student of the game, a master tactician. At what point did Ray Rosas think fighting a power game with Alpha Zoe would be a winning battle?
But as you can see here, he's going back to his pace, his cadence, making sure that he's the one in control.
Suckering Alpha Zoe in for a sucker punch.
Alpha Zoe almost shrugging that one off.
And maybe this is the strategy of Ray Rosas. Make the big man see red. Yeah, well, it's all about the follow-through, and it's having very little effect on Alpha Zoe. Zoe saying that's how it's done. Righteous Ray. Ray gets the boot up.
Oy.
The feet.
Alpha Zoe is as tough as they come, almost shrugging off a boot to the face.
And a back body drop. Sends Rosas reeling. Back body drop, CJ, a fundamental professional wrestling move, but still so effective and so painful.
The height that you fall, I can't even put into words how badly that hurts. Nor a kick to the back for that matter.
Alpha Zoe shooting for the fences here. You can see Rosas still feeling the effect.
For another.
It's still feeling the effect and asking for another. This guy's crazy. Perhaps Rosas trying to prove his toughness here and exercising masochism against Alpha Zoe. Cover. I think Rosas trying to play the long game here with Alpha Zoe. Maybe he's trying to tire the big man out here in the early going, withstand the storm.
It is a very plausible strategy, but right now, Alpha Zoe has got Ray Rosas struggling to his feet.
This time, perhaps Rosas suckered Alpha Zoe in, perhaps not.
One thunderous shot, and he's right back down.
Rosas has not found the opening here against Alpha Zoe. Has tried several strategies, several positionings, I should say, and still Alpha Zoe's had an answer for everything, CJ.
Alpha Zoe motioning for one more hard whip into the buckle. Ray reversing.
And Zoe again sends Rosas for a ride, manages to maintain his positioning on the apron, but perhaps not for long. Rosas reeling.
Barely holding on.
This time it's Zoe sent on the apron, and this is a very, very precarious place to be, Tino.
This is as dangerous as it can get. Both competitors on the apron. Whatever follows.
Face full of apron for Alpha Zoe, and just like that, suffice it to say, the tide has turned.
We were talking about the strategy, about the mental acumen of Ray Rosas.
Cover.
Right before our eyes, we got to see that.
People often make a joke out of it. It's almost become an inside joke in some circles. But the apron, the hardest part of the ring canvas, where wooden edge meets steel beam, and Alpha Zoe's face, frankly, the entire front of his body, his legs, his chest, his rib cage, met full force with that ring apron.
And that is damage that will linger the entire duration of this match, as well as that boot to the face.
Cover. And again, Alpha Zoe, a powerful wrestler, loves to employ the welcome to Oakland, a pump handle slam, the eyes of heaven, a gut wrench doctor bomb. How are those big, powerful maneuvers neutralized after a nasty landing like that? Rosas following through. I talk about the impact on the rib cage, nasty shots to the midsection. Rosas, a really ruthless wrestler, CJ.
And if you watch, Ray is every opening, every little spot that he can take a shot at, whether it's the head or whether it's the stomach with a swift knee, right as we just saw, Ray is going to take advantage of that.
Dropping the elbow back to that targeted midsection and chest, and Zoe with the wherewithal to get that shoulder off the canvas. It's not as if Ray Rosas is gleaning any pleasure in hurting Alpha Zoe. It's clearly all business, but there's no remorse. There's no second thoughts for Rosas.
Absolutely, and I think it is one of those things that Ray also loves what he does. And whether it's hurting the opponent, I gotta say, a part of that probably brings a smile to his face.
especially as he inches closer towards victory over a competitor the caliber of Alpha Zoe. But Zoe not going quietly into this long night, trying to mount a comeback here.
Ray very smartly weaving under in a fireman's position.
Death Valley driver, leg hooked. Only a 2.
Almost the overconfidence of Ray Rosas as he was motioning to this guy as if he had this in the bag, as if he didn't expect Alpha Zoe to kick out.
Perhaps that the Achilles heel of Ray Rosas. Thinks so highly of himself, as well he should. Such an accomplished and well-traveled wrestler, but at what point does that confidence veer into cockiness?
If you ever underestimate your opponent.
Oh. Well, no underestimating the sexy Jesus, CJ.
Yeah, as he is taking his shirt off, giving the audience a little bit of a treat, if you will.
Is he giving the audience too much of a treat? Did he give Alpha Zoe too much time? Still lands the suplex cover. The kick out. It's all about balance for Ray Rosas. Balancing the cockiness with the confidence. Balancing the placating people with the offense. Can never let that pendulum swing one way or another.
Ray Rosas almost showing Alpha Zoe that he is a gatekeeper here at Epic Pro.
You have to think with every shot, Ray Rosas levels at Alpha Zoe in some manner. He sees Royce Isaacs. He sees the Epic Pro Championship that slipped through his fingers. He said he's not a stepping stone. But Alpha Zoe looking to step all over him here.
The anger and frustration is palpable between Alpha Zoe and Ray Rosas.
Again, nothing personal. That's just how seriously these men take competition as Rosas maybe looks to cinch in the armbar, but Alpha Zoe rolls out a dodge and a shot to the midsection.
Following it up with a spinning back elbow.
Locked and loaded. Nobody home. Oh my God! Did you hear that, Tino?
At the halfway mark, this is anyone's guess as to who's going to stand up first after a devastating kick to the head like that.
I'm going to say it's anyone's guess. I'm once again putting you in the hot seat here, CJ. Is it Zoe? Is it Rosas? Whose match is it to win? And moreover, whose match is it to lose?
I think with all of the added pressure that Ray Rosas has been feeling lately, this is his match to lose. I think a big indicator of what we become is who stands to their feet first. It looks like Alpha Zoe using the ropes to get up.
Rosas not far behind, but it is Alpha Zoe back up to a vertical base first. Trading shots in the center of the ring, or at least hoping to. No room for trading. Zoe. Half and half
suplex.
Jinx CJ Tino, and Rosas feeling a little cursed himself, perhaps. Oh, Zoe maybe winding up that God fist lariat. Instead of punt kick and a face wash. Somebody's got a dirty face, CJ. Basement uppercut.
As if that wasn't enough, Alpha Zoe continuing this train of punishment.
It does not. Oh, well, I was going to say it doesn't stop until Zoe gets the victory. But at a certain point, you know it as well as anyone, CJ, the physical body gives out. The fighting spirit only takes you so far.
How cerebral Ray Rosas is to find an opening.
Hold on. Caught in the crosshairs, fireman's carry. Knee to the neck. Cover. And a kick out from Rosas. I mean, at this point for Alpha Zoe, it has to come to a signature. It has to come to a game ender. Be it that lariat, be it the welcome to Oakland, be it the eyes of heaven.
There's a reason Ray Rosas has won as many matches as he has at Epic Pro. And that's because he is no pushover. He is no stepping stone, to quote the man himself. He is one of the hardest, most resilient.
Zoe going for that God fist lariat, but Rosas caught him with the German suplex. Some of that resilience on full display here, Tino, per your point.
And gearing up for his famous smash and dash.
Spear! Cover! No! milliseconds away, but Zoe somehow finds the wherewithal to get the shoulder up.
Ray Rosas almost pondering to himself, what does he have to do next? I know he has a very deep bag up his sleeve.
And again, you alluded to it, CJ. The only blemish on his record was that Epic Pro Championship loss to Royce Isaacs. Other than that, completely undefeated and does not want Alpha Zoe to be that second blemish.
Absolutely, because once you start to slip, it's very easy to fall into a pattern where you keep slipping. And Ray Rosas is doing everything he can to make sure that does not happen.
Maybe setting Zoe up for the bed of roses. That signature pump handle backstabber he loves to employ. Zoe's a big man, though. That's a lot of weight to get up over your head.
Ray Rosas, can he deadlift him up?
Deadlift king? No, he cannot. Instead opts for an elbow to the mush. But he's got him on his shoulders. Thinking adios amigos, but Alpha Zoe plants him neck first.
Onto the top of the head and spine.
No, not enough. Tino, what a war.
The level of damage these two have inflicted upon one another. Neither man is a stepping stone, I will tell you that much.
Alpha Zoe is looking to claim his spot here. Rosas is looking to hold tight to his. Something has to give.
The crowd almost split between these two competitors.
Can you blame them? Both of them showing everything they got here.
Alpha Zoe taking a second. Moving the camera to the audience.
Oh, Alpha Zoe wasting precious seconds here. Flipping the bird to the people, giving Ray Rosas time to recuperate.
That's
here,
an
CJ.
unwise move on my part.
And it's going to cost him. Ray Rosas got Zoe caught in the corner, trying to throw off that equilibrium, but perhaps... No! Super kick, I was going to say!
Russian leg sweep, holding on, turning him over.
And again. And not only drilling Zoe's back and neck into the canvas repeatedly, but making him dizzy in the process. We are 75%, 3/4 through this one, CJ Tino.
Getting through the fourth quarter. This is where the stakes are at their all-time high.
In the words of Captain America, we're in the end game now as Ray Rosas looks to drop the elbow. Oh yeah! Cover! Still not enough.
But not done yet.
Perhaps locking in that Rings of Saturn.
I believe it is a stingray.
So, trying to get to that bottom rope, trying to force the break here.
Inching his way. And barely being able to grab the ropes to break the hold.
You can see desperation, exhaustion on the face of Ray Rosas. Both of these men have exhausted perhaps everything they have to give in their gas tank, and still they fight. Still the war wages on.
What's not exhausted is this crowd egging these competitors on to keep the fight going.
Oh no. Zoe with Rosas dead to rights, perhaps. Or perhaps I spoke too soon. Rosas catching Zoe in the corner. This time Zoe saw it coming. Rosas on the apron. Going for that spear one more time, and this time Zoe saw it coming. Eyes of heaven. God fist lariat. What a war.
The exclamation point that it took to put away that contest. That looked like Alpha Zoe's entire clip being unloaded to turn Ray Rosas' losing streak to 2.
Ray Rosas suffers his second loss here in Epic Pro Wrestling. But without hyperbole, it took everything Alpha Zo had to give. And the same fan who gave him grief the entire matchup, the same fan that Alpha Zo nearly let cost him the matchup, turning the camera's attention towards that young man with no choice but to show respect towards the Blue Flames. CJ Tino, how could you not respect a victory like that?
Absolutely, that shows the true heart, the true nature of Alpha Zo. In the midst of competition, sometimes cooler heads don't prevail. But in this case, Alpha Zo showing the sportsman that he is, ultimately the better athlete of this evening.
You know, Ray Rosas said he's no stepping stone. All the respect in the world to Sexy Jesus, but is Alpha Zo perhaps proving that wrong with that victory? Has Ray Rosas in Epic Pro faded from challenger to torch passer?
I think this creates more questions than answers.
Trios competition coming at you up next. Raymond Bright, Delilah Doom, and Brooke Havok head-to-head with Team Santino Brothers. Become a recent tradition for Epic Pro Wrestling, we now present another all-star California Lucha Rules Trios Tag Team match. CJ Tito on the call here alongside yours truly, Jordan Castle.
As we kick off the second half of the show, with a trios team consisting entirely of representation from the Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy.
You look at Big Dick Haas and Cameron Gates and the debuting El Primohenio, and you might think, in what world do these three men have any business joining forces? However, under the likes of Joey Chaos and Eli Everfly, they have all plied their trade as representatives of Santino Brothers Wrestling, have gone through different paths, are all three distinctly, aesthetically different individuals, but all honed from the same teachers. The same cannot be said of their opponents. Talk about Eli Everfly. That's his tag team partner, Delilah Doom. Tonight has found some new friends in the form of the returning emo queen, Brooke Havok, and the debuting 5-star Raymond Bright.
And the fans here at Epic showing no signs to themselves of who their favorite team is. Clearly loving Delilah Doom, Brooke Havok, and Raymond Bright.
What an opportunity for Raymond Bright, another graduate of the New Japan Academy. Joining forces with two of the premier women here on the West Coast. The thick thighs and jazzercise of Delilah Doom, along with the gigging nightmare that is Brooke Havok.
And we talked about the different styles of those representing the Santino's team. On Raymond Bright, Delilah Doom, and Brooke, each representing their own little flavor, which could add up to something truly special before our eyes.
Perhaps less synergy, but at the same time, much less easy, much more difficult for the opposition to predict.
Unpredictability is a huge component in pro wrestling.
And if this were a popularity contest, CJ Tino, suffice it to say, Team Santinos would have lost before the opening bell.
Unquestionably so, but unfortunately professional wrestling is not a popularity contest. Raymond Bright with those quick hands, catching Brooke Havok's t-shirt.
I feel like we're in the Hammerstein Ballroom circa 2006. Brooke Havok starting things off for her team. Of course, amidst a nationwide journey, 10 weeks traveling throughout the continental United States through various training schools across North America, looking to raise awareness and raise funds for NAMI, mental health organization. Great wrestler with a great cause is Brooke Havok.
More than just a great cause, truly shows just the nature, the kind of person that Brooke Havok is. And as we see, the kind of person that Cameron Gates is.
Yeah, you don't get more diametrically opposed in terms of style and attitude than Cameron Gates with his awful Cam Gates shuffle and the emo queen Brooke Havok. Able to evade. Stick and move is the name of the game for the emo queen.
And the quickness and the confidence of Brooke Havok.
She's so jacked, CJ Tino. Around and around we go. This is not Brooke Havok's first time in an Epic Pro ring. Successful in singles competition. Will be interesting to see if that parlays itself into trios action. And as we see, California Lucha rules, no traditional tags necessary for a tag team partner to enter the match and become legal.
El Primohenio very smartly taking advantage of the rules and very smartly flipping out of that snapmare into an arm drag.
We got a couple of debutantes here, both Raymond Bright and El Primohenio with something to prove.
Both men with a lot to prove.
El Mas Macho calls himself the biggest man in the world, which is an interesting proposition when he's teaming with Big Dick Haas.
It's one of those things where if overconfidence is what gets you to the dance, so be it. But Raymond Bright, quickness and educated feet is what brings him to the dance.
An athlete who uprooted his life all the way from his native New York, training under the Amazing Red in House of Glory, to here in California, betting on himself and looking to manifest his destiny with a standing shooting star press.
And the love the fans here at Epic Pro are giving Raymond Bright in his debut is truly something special.
And interestingly, you see Primo rolling outside of the ring. Gates or Big Dick Haas could have entered the match, choosing not to till the opportune moment, and now we got ourselves a bit of a stalemate here, CJ Tino.
And Brooke Havok coming in to even the odds to help Raymond Bright in this 2-on-2 scenario.
Gotta keep your head in the swivel to be successful in a trios tag team match like this, especially a California Lucha Rules trios tag team match, let alone call it or watch it.
For two strangers having not teamed together, the flow and chemistry between these two is quite remarkable.
Clearly, Brooke Havok and Raymond Bright have done some strategizing in recent weeks since this match was announced.
One of those schools Brooke Havok dropped by was the New Japan Academy, and maybe her and Raymond Bright figured out some secret tag team maneuvers.
Yeah, well, no secret tag team maneuvers are an answer for Big Dick Haas, but Delilah Doom gonna try her way.
She is never one to be intimidated by size. ready to come on and take all comers no matter how big they are.
Yeah, these two no strangers to one another. Delilah Doom has evaded and defeated the size of Big Dick Haas a time or two before. Will the same be true here tonight? She's gonna try her damnedest.
Very swiftly using her agility to jack the jaw of Big Dick Haas.
Yeah, the stair-stepper jawbreaker into the code breaker. It's breaking jaws and breaking codes alike. Continues to dig the knees into the midsection, and now a little hot to tot. Delilah Doom, plain and simple, CJ, has made a career out of being underestimated. Case in point with the famouser.
And rises to the occasion every single time. She is every bit as good as the people here that they love her.
Now rising to the top, but caught in midair from Big Dick Haas. And a fall away slam turns the tide of this one. Raymond Bright looking for a 5-star save, but instead a hip toss. Takes him off his feet and sends him outside the ring. No one with an answer for the size and power of the outlaw Big Dick Haas.
There's something to be said about the strength of Big Dick Haas when you can just pick up someone with such ease, hurl them into the mat.
These are grown men and women, and Big Dick Haas is making it look easy, making them look like children here, CJ.
And no discrimination in the punishment that he's going to bestow upon his opposition.
As they say, equal rights, equal fights. Choking the life out of Delilah Doom, looking to snuff and extinguish the flame we saw burning just moments ago.
And the more they can trap her in the corner, the more difficult it'll be for her to make a tag or slip out.
Primohenio winding it out. And a shot to the throat of Delilah Doom. Again, relaxed rules here in California Lucha, and a very cocky cover from Primo.
Almost like overconfidence by El Primohenio.
I think that's mind games from El Primohenio. He knows, despite all the punishment they've doled out, Delilah Doom's not going to be put away that easily. He's trying to get in her head. Quite literally here as he's raking at the eyes, but he's trying to say to Delilah Doom, I think that little of you. I think I can beat you that easily.
There is no corner that this team will not cut to get with their way.
The referee Joyce's attention diverted. Big Dick Haas and Cameron Gates with a double team. This is sick, CJ. Try to remain unbiased, but plain and simple, this is sick and twisted.
Only getting harder and harder to watch, it seems, as Delilah Doom is on an island all by herself.
No. Blue Thunder backbreaker there, and Cameron Gates almost toying with Delilah Doom here, turning her to look into the eyes of the outstretched hand of her tag team partner, Raymond Bright, saying so close and yet so far, Delilah. Back to that awful Cam Gates shuffle.
Scouted by Delilah Doom.
Took a little too much time, got a little too overconfident. Cameron Gates is someone who's looked very, very impressive here at Epic Pro by Raymond Bright. Looking to take advantage of that impressive record, looking to use it to make a name for himself here in his Epic Pro debut.
Raymond Bright sure ready to take on every member of the Santino's trio by himself.
Listen, talk about trios tag team action, CJ Tino. Last time I called a match, a trios match with Raymond Bright, he defeated you, the current strong survivor. No disrespect intended, but it's the caliber of athlete we're working with here.
I don't want to linger too much on that loss on my record. As so much as far to say that Raymond Bright is that good, but right now he's in a position where he's struggling. El Primohenio in the numbers game, it really took its toll on Raymond Bright.
It doesn't matter how good you are when it's 2 against 1. The numbers game always catches up to you. Neck breaker from Primo into the cover. No. And you can see Brooke Havok finally back up to her corner. Not even able to stand, still on her knees here. Even if Raymond Bright is able to get the tag or roll to the outside, in what condition are his tag team partners?
It's a very fair point. As Raymond Bright disrobing, exposing the skin of his midsection as El Primohenio.
Primohenio doing it for him, looking for maximum damage off that chop.
basement DDT.
Will it mean 1, 2, no 3, but you see Delilah and Brooke more than ready to insert themselves and break out the count. They thought that very well could have been it.
And El Primo very rudely pushing Brooke Havok.
Again, distracting the official is Delilah Doom. You can hardly blame her. Emotions getting in the way here, but leaving the opening for a double team here.
This has been the name in the game for the Santinos trio all night. Isolating whoever is legal and just devastating blow after blow after blow.
Talking about blow after blow. Raymond Bright with some blows of his own. Looking about a comeback here against Big Dick Haas with the deceptive agility.
Off of his feet with that boot.
It takes Bright off his feet by going off his own. Gates now with the cover. And a kick out. Curious strategy there. Big Dick Haas not going for the cover, instead tagging in Cameron Gates to make the cover. What do you make of that, CJ?
It's one of those things where I admire the Santinos trio for their confidence. That it's almost like they're underestimating Raymond Bright, Delilah, and Brooke.
We know Raymond Bright has all the heart in the world. Since moving to California, he's added size, he's added power, and used some of that power to escape. Able to escape once again, landing on his feet into a picture-perfect drop kick. And he's got to make the tag.
Cam Gates very smartly grabbing the leg, but not enough.
Set outside the ring, courtesy of the Enzigurian here. No. I thought Raymond Bright made the tag to Brooke, but at the last second, Big Dick Haas with the intervention.
And what does that mean for Raymond Bright?
Third of the way through here, CJ Tino, and something tells me if Big Dick Haas lands this, we're not going to last another minute.
Raymond Bright trying to fight his way out of this precarious position.
He is all about that MYD mentality, all about manifesting his destiny here. Will his destiny be to muscle Big Dick Haas up into a powerbomb?
He is too much man for both Raymond and Delilah.
Perhaps Brooke, the missing ingredient. All three taking Big Dick Haas off his feet.
A seismic powerbomb by Brooke Havok.
And here comes Primo, no rest for the weary, but Brooke Havok with an answer. German suplex. And look at the fire in the eyes of Brooke Havok here. A tribute to her trainer. Neckbreaker of her own.
Brooke Havok can do this all by herself.
Gorgeous missile drop kick. Destroyer. Sky is the limit for Brooke Havok. We're gonna see her on national television in T-minus 5 years. Enjoy her while we got her, people. If she survives that black hole slam.
If Raymond Bright has anything to say about it.
Raymond Bright here, ever the opportunist, ever the tag partner after everything he's got.
Away.
And doing some swatting of his own here, CJ. Raymond looking to fly. Tope Suicida.
Taking out Big Dick Haas in the entire front row.
Like a bullet through the air. Just as fast and just as devastating, but in the ring, Delilah. With a DDT to El Primohenio.
Eyes on Raymond Bright, who's scaling the top rope.
Star Grazer. Cover. What a victory. Destiny manifests here tonight, CJ. I don't want to rub salt in the wounds, but much like he did to you, my friend, Raymond Bright once again picking up a victory in trios competition.
And it goes to show how big of a moment this is for Raymond Bright pulling through the victory, but also for Delilah Doom and Brooke Havok, who were so completely impressive this evening. Just the heart displayed by this team, the chemistry, the willingness to do whatever they could to win by the right way, by the book. So happy for them.
A trio of Davids once again victorious over a trio of Goliaths here tonight. Delilah Doom and Brooke Havok in their Epic Pro returns. Raymond Bright in his Epic Pro debuts. And indeed, the future is bright for all three of these competitors.
I don't know how often we're going to see these three as a trio, but I want more.
Listen, results speak for themselves. As I said, the All-Star California Lucha Rules Trios match is becoming somewhat of a staple here in Epic Pro Wrestling. I'm no matchmaker, but I wouldn't mind seeing these three against the TMD Krusty Krew in the future.
You can take my money on that one.
Talk about money, a big money matchup coming at you. Up next, the debuting Dark Sheik looks to contend with a bad dude, specifically bad dude Tito.
Want to hear what annoys me the most and all? Is when people just decide to stay around when they need to probably hang up the boots at this point. And I'm talking about you, Finch. See, you're definitely a great competitor, but your time has gone. Do you have a lot of heart in you, or are you gonna fall victim by the lucha scumbag, Chris Nasty? I will see you June 28th at Epic Pro Squabble Up.
You know what, Chris? You don't get to say that I'm a formidable opponent with a big heart when you start your promo by saying that I should quit the business. Are you kidding me? I know that things have been a little funky between us, but I thought that we were brothers. You just don't see it the way that I see it. You're wrong, all right? I have not burned out, okay? If anything, my fire has just been ignited, okay? And maybe for 10 years, it's been a slow burn, but it takes a slow burn to recognize a bottle rocket, and that's what you are, Chris. You're fast rising, and you're about to explode. Well, it's up to me on June 28th at Squabble Up. I'm gonna put your fire out.
Suplex, here we go. No.
Nasty blocks it.
Battling for that suplex, it looks like.
Both men countering each other. Uh-oh.
Oh, You know,
oh my God.
I'm going to be honest with you, Andrew. I do not know who got the worst of that. Both of them took a nasty, nasty spill to the outside, and this is just up to who gets in the ring first. They got to keep in mind that count. Charlie Wood at count of 8. Someone needs to get in the ring.
Both men just fighting it out at the count of 9.
A count out.
This match ending on a double count out, but these men are still fighting.
I have a feeling neither of these men care that the match ended in a DQ. I have a feeling that there's real bad blood between these guys right here.
Oh, look, they're going at it. This is
going through the crowd.
Oh, Jesus. This is not good.
Oh, we got some locker room members spilling out. Yeah, we're gonna need to get these guys away from each other. We're gonna need to get these guys away from each other. Andrew stepping aside, try to mediate the two. Oh, and they break again in a back at it. Hockey fight. Nasty Finch. Nasty Finch. These guys really need to be separated. Someone needs to take one of them to the back. Someone needs to take the other to the parking lot. We got chairs being thrown. This is insane.
There is perhaps no one more equipped to call this match than the man sitting to my left, CJ Tito. Dark Sheik filling in for you, originally scheduled to compete with Bad Dude Tito, and as disappointed as I know you may be to miss out on competition here on the Epic Pro main card. In many ways, perhaps a blessing in disguise, because I'm not sure if there's any way to prepare for the dominance that is Bad Dude Tito.
Yes, I mean, ultimately, I don't want to harp on what could have been. I am injured with an MCL injury, but this matchup that you're seeing before you is not about me. This is about Dark Sheik, who is stepping up to the challenge. And when I say challenge, I mean it sincerely, because Bad Dude Tito is not just one of the best in Epic Pro, not one of the best in California, best in the entire world. But if there's anyone who can rise to that challenge, I think it could be Dark Sheik.
No one more equipped for the Wolf Sadie, the bad dude, another representative of TMDK. Always game, always ready. Doesn't matter if she found out about this match a day ago, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. Dark Sheik has ruled the roost here on the West Coast. But she is as accomplished as she is self-aware, and in speaking to her earlier on this evening, she told me, I really don't want to get thrown around. Everyone thinks I'm going to get thrown around. I'm going to do everything in my power not to get thrown around, but much easier said than done here against Bad Dude Tito.
Absolutely. Try as you might. Bad Dude Tito is a sensational competitor, explosive, powerful, muscles for days, as we can see. If I were a betting man, unfortunately, I'd bet Dark Sheik's probably going to get thrown around a fair bit.
It ain't about how hard you get hit, or in this case, as we said, how hard you get thrown down. It's about how fast and how many times you can get back up. I know I butchered the quote. You're a Rocky man, CJ Tino, but the sentiment stands. Dark Sheik as resilient as they come.
Absolutely. And this is a contest, I believe, is a first time ever. So what's going to happen is as good as guess as anybody.
Dark Sheik's going to need to eat thunder and crap lightning, as it were.
There's another Rocky quote. I don't know if you meant that one or not.
No, certainly. It's all by design, CJ Tino.
All right, well, I didn't hear no bell just yet.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
I'd also like to call to attention Dark Sheik's debut receiving a pretty warm welcome here at Epic Pro.
There's that bell.
That took a long time for that punchline to pay off.
As you said, CJ, just because it starts, oh, hold on. Just because it's Dark Sheik's first time here in Epic Pro does not mean the Epic Pro faithful is any less intimately familiar with the Mother Brain. I mean, the legacy she has crafted over the course of the past decade, not just as a competitor in her own right, but as a trailblazer, as a promoter, as an inspiration to so many, it's second to none, CJ. A truly once-in-a-lifetime person is Dark Sheik.
And as accomplished as Dark Sheik is, let's not take away the accomplishments of Bad Dude Tito, whether it's wrestling for New Japan, MLW, CMLL, GCW, and the strength to boot to throw Dark Sheik around even when she has him by the waist.
Yeah, Bad Dude Tito is no green boy. He is no J-Bro. He is no ham and egger. Make no mistake about it. Dark Sheik might have a slight experience edge. Bad Dude Tito about as far away from inexperienced as you can get.
And hoisting above his shoulder with ease.
And this is where Dark Sheik does not want to be. Again, sticking and moving, trying to evade the clutches, the fireman's carries, and the power slams and the pile drivers of Bad Dude Tito. Setting Bad Dude Tito up and caught in mid-air. That's the thing with Dark Sheik.
Transitioning into a suplex, a stalling suplex.
The blood rushing to the head of the Master Mole. This high flying of Dark Sheik, it doesn't lend itself to competition with Bad Dude Tito. Like a fly in the air, he can swat you out. He can grab you.
And you can see Dark Sheik almost counting around with the crowd.
You give Dark Sheik an inch, she'll take a mile. And hurting her own hand, tried to chop Bad Dude Tito down to size, and it hurt herself in the process. Bad Dude Tito looking to show her how it's done, and Sheik looking to go below the belt.
Bad Dude Tito catching that punch. And 5 fingers across the face.
I don't like to tell a professional wrestler how to do their job, especially one as experienced as Dark Sheik, but I don't think that was a smart move, CJ.
It seems like she's woken the beast. And Bad Dude Tito, an onslaught of chops.
A real Beauty and the Beast situation in the ring here, suffice it to say.
Who's who?
It's Dark Sheik's the Beauty.
Just checking.
And Bad Dude Tito with a beastly Guerrilla press slam. Didn't realize we got a ticket to the gun show with our Triller TV Plus subscription.
Very proud of his handiwork.
Bad Dude Tito taking a lot of time here. Has ample reason to be confident, but again, give Sheik an inch, she takes a mile. You don't want to give her that opportunity to breathe.
Another
Oh my God!
military press, almost throwing her to the outside.
Looking to send her into the waiting arms of the people. And Sheik instead cinching in a sleeper hold. If there is a way to evade, if there is a way to reverse, Dark Sheik will find it now, wrapping the gear around the neck of Bad Dude Tito into a backstabber.
Very creative offense by Dark Sheik, and it has
Cover.
Bad Dude Tito.
It's a bit of a gray area, right? Is that technically an illegal maneuver? Is that technically a foreign object since it is a part of Dark Sheik's ring gear?
I would have to consult the rule book, but let's not underestimate that bench press to kick out from Bad Dude Tito.
Just like that, the tide has turned. Dark Sheik laying the boots into Tito. Someone who, bit of a theme tonight, has regularly been seen in tag team competition alongside fellow Wolf Zaddy Che Cabrera. No one to tag out to here tonight.
Yeah,
No room for respite.
A lone wolf tonight, and it seems like Dark Sheik has Bad Dude Tito trapped in the corner.
Tito doing some trapping of his own. Merciless with the clothesline, knocking Sheik off her feet.
And it just goes to show the power of Bad Dude Tito. How effortless he was able to reverse and just clothesline and turn the tables on Dark Sheik, following it up with an incredible field.
Think back to Bad Dude Tito's main event war against the Born Nasty Mike Santana. Came up short in that contest, but more than proved himself as a singles competitor. And there you see, seemingly out of nowhere, Dark Sheik finds an opening. Dark Sheik clearly feeling the effect of Bad Dude Tito's offense. Tiger feint kick.
Dark Sheik gonna follow it up.
Gorgeous senton there, but it looks like the shoulders, the biceps cover.
Clearly, Bad Dude Tito yet again kicking out one, maybe even before one.
The biceps and shoulders clearly feeling the effect, and if that's how damaged Dark Sheik is at this point, well, she's only able to mount a 1 count. What chance does she stand? And I'm not one to count out Dark Sheik. This feels like perhaps too tall a mountain to climb, literally and figuratively, as she's caught in the backbreaker.
Catching that drop kick into a backbreaker and then following it up with an almost modified gut wrench face buster. Bad Dude Tito slamming the mat.
A man that big shouldn't be able to do that. I'm
Not
sorry.
that easily.
No.
Not that.
Smothering Sheik in the corner here.
Unleashing a display of violence on Dark Sheik.
T-bone suplex. Damn, that's a lot of meat.
And there's those throws we were talking about, throwing Dark Sheik around.
No! So interesting to see. Dark Sheik saw she was close to the bottom rope, reached for that rope, looking to expend as little energy as possible, and in the final second realized she had no choice but to get that shoulder up. What a thinking women's wrestler Dark Sheik is.
Testament to the experience you were alluding to earlier, my friend.
Dark Sheik knows, especially in the ring with someone as big and bad as Bad Dude Tito. Gotta conserve that gas tank by any means necessary, but now, this is signature Dark Sheik.
Scaling to the top rope.
Hurricane Rana! The bigger they are, the harder they fall, CJ Tito. Again! If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Cover!
Once more.
No.
And a 2 count this time.
Look at
little by little chipping away at Bad Dude Tito. The counts are getting progressively longer.
It is a marathon, not a sprint for Dark Sheik here tonight. I want to point towards those tree trunk-like legs of Bad Dude Tito. How much extra weight and energy does Dark Sheik have to expend hooking the leg that could otherwise be focused on the shoulders? Hold on, went for the monkey flip, but caught by Tito. Lands the stomp. Split cover. No!
That was as close as they come. These counts are just progressively little more. If Dark Sheik keeps this up, who's to say she can't get that 3 count?
Gotta say, we are a far cry from the 1 count, barely a 1 count. We saw just a few minutes prior, and perhaps Sheik looking for that 3. Maybe thinking leg drop. Again, cross body. CJ Tito, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
You talk about insanity. Bad Dude Tito trying to scale to the middle rope with Dark Sheik in his clutches.
He's not thinking follow a slam from the, no.
I'm not sure what's on his mind, but it does not spell anything good for Dark Sheik.
Superplex! Fade to black! Oh, she's faded.
Bad Dude Tito picking up a victory in singles action tonight and letting Epic Pro know that his strength, his experience on his own right, was too tall of an order for Dark Sheik.
You know, we posed the question before the bell. It was more of an assumption, and it was proven correct about Dark Sheik being thrown around by Bad Dude Tito. She fought like hell and back in her Epic Pro debut, but ultimately, the size of the Bad Dude, too much to muster. Alongside Che Cabrera going at it alone, Bad Dude Tito continues this string of dominance here in Epic Pro. And if you like what you've seen from Dark Sheik, a shout out to our friends over at Hood Slam, first Friday of every month in Oakland, California. You see her there. We hope to see her back in Epic Pro very, very soon. But up next, CJ Tito, it's time for championship action.
Sky fighting back.
Punching each other in the ribs.
Trying to get the advantage.
There it is. Oh, wait a minute. Royce counters 1, 2, 3. Holy shit.
Royce Isaacs retains the Epic Pro Championship.
What a... I wouldn't have thought the savviness of Royce Isaacs.
What a match, fans. Of course.
What a match. I don't even think Sky was expecting that.
Fans, Royce Isaacs will go on to defend the Epic Pro Wrestling Championship on August 23rd at Better Each Day, but the question is, who will it be against?
These two guys put on a hell of a show. Best friends. Let's see if there's any hostility towards them, or if, if they're gonna show some sportsmanship here. These guys are friends. Is there any bad blood? Oh,
Sky looking disappointed. I mean, you have to understand the disappointment in his heart. Came so close, but then got countered.
There it is.
Good sportsmanship here in Epic
Like
Pro.
I said, these guys are friends, but I don't really agree with that, man. Like,
what do you mean?
They want to shake hands. They want to give each other props in the ring. I don't know about that, yo. I don't know. Yeah, hug it out. Yeah, what a good story. Yada yada yada.
Well, fans,
but we're talking about the Epic Pro Championship. I'm not gonna hug someone who just beat me. You know what? Matter of fact, watch this. Watch this.
Wait. Royce. Slice Boogie just left the commentary table. He's getting the mic. Royce Isaacs for a match. Well, fans, it seems we have a match for the championship set. August 23rd, Slice Boogie gonna take on Royce Isaacs.
August 23rd, Slice Boogie versus Royce Isaacs. It finally goes down for the first time one-on-one. You came in the ring with respect in your voice. I respect that. You called your shot, well, now you're getting it. So I hope you didn't bite off more than you can chew. See this right here, this Epic Pro Championship? I call it the crown jewel of Southern California. You have to go back through my entire history at Epic Pro, beating young up-and-comers, future legends of the scene, people like Jordan Cruz, people like Starboy Charlie, to then defeating international superstars, a Ray Rosas, Josh Alexander, one of the best goddamn wrestlers going today. All of them came before Royce Isaacs at Epic Pro. All of them fell. There is not a better resume in Southern California over the past 2 years. I'll sit around and wait for you to find me a better resume, but I don't have time to fuck around. So Slice Boogie, every single time I've gone out there in front of that Epic Pro crowd, I've shown them exactly what I'm made of. And on August 23rd, I guess we'll finally find out what exactly you're made of. Because this isn't Royce Isaacs versus Slice Boogie. This is Slice Boogie versus Kimbo Slice, and Epic Pro Wrestling is my backyard.
Mean, nasty, and plain dangerous. Slice Boogie is 2-0 here in Epic Pro Wrestling, and as he looks for the hat trick of victories, he looks to become the second Epic Pro champion in company history.
And there's something to be said about being 2-0, being undefeated here in Epic Pro. That's just got to boost the confidence of Slice Boogie as he makes his way into title contention.
Slice Boogie, no stranger to this building, has asserted his dominance here in the Bill Greene Sports Complex for many, many years.
I'd also like to call out, not wearing the color of the New York Knicks. His gear is gold. That tells me he has gold on his mind.
Perhaps a sign of things to come for Slice Boogie. No doubt the biggest challenge pre and post championship victory for the Mile High Samurai, but talking about Slice Boogie's undefeated record, how about the 7-0 record of our Epic Pro champion? A murderer's row of conquests. Jordan Cruz, Tyler Bateman, Starboy Charlie, Ray Rosas, and Josh Alexander, all en route towards capturing that Epic Pro Championship in a, pardon the pun, CJ, epic main event against Ray Rosas. One show removed from his first successful defense over Scorpio Sky. Royce Isaacs is simply untouchable.
This is Royce Isaacs' house, and it is a house he is not going to let Slice Boogie intrude on quite so easily.
Yeah, here's the thing, CJ. With a look in the eyes of Slice Boogie, he may have no choice. I am not one to discount Royce Isaacs. In his time as a tag team wrestler, one half of the world-class Wrecking Crew, in the name he's built for himself as the ace of this organization, he has proven himself to be one of the best in the world. But this is literally and figuratively his biggest challenge yet. You know, CJ Royce spoke to it immediately after capturing that Epic Pro champ. Oh, come on.
Slice Boogie perhaps doing a bit of foreshadowing.
Gotta say, it matches that gear very, very nicely. Royce Isaacs spoke to it after capturing that championship, what it means, what this organization means to him, what it represents for the future of independent wrestling in Southern California. How crushing would it be for Royce Isaacs to lose that championship in his second defense to someone as defiant and disrespectful as Slice Boogie?
That is ultimately a thought that I think will be answered in the next 20-30 minutes to Orton.
Likewise for Slice Boogie. What does he have to do what all those men before him, the Tyler Batemans and the Josh Alexanders and the Ray Rosas of the world, simply couldn't?
It might sound like a cliche, but Slice Boogie needs to play his game. If he tries to adapt and adjust to something that does not fit his style, Royce Isaacs might eat him up. But if Slice plays his game on his terms, that is his secret to winning.
I'd say at least in terms of height and leverage, Slice Boogie, perhaps the first man to outsize Royce Isaacs here, but having very little effect on the power of the Mile High Samurai. Almost little boying Slice Boogie here. What do you make of this disrespect, CJ?
I think there are mind games levels on levels that are being played right now. And as you can see, Slice Boogie doing whatever cheap tricks he can get, he can use to implement control of Royce's wrist.
We know he'll do whatever it takes. In the pre-match comments sent to Royce Isaacs, Slice Boogie beaten, battered, and bloody. He will risk life and limb for that Epic Pro Championship. As they say, CJ, nothing more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose as Slice Boogie reaches that bottom rope and forces the break.
Very smartly, because Royce Isaacs had that foot locked and twisted very deep.
Slice Boogie looking a little frustrated here.
Royce inviting Slice back into the ring.
Again, this is Royce's ring. Undefeated here in Epic Pro. Champion, fresh off the heels of defeating one of the best in the world in Scorpio Sky. You have to think that kind of momentum gives Royce Isaacs the advantage.
As we were alluding to earlier, both of these competitors are undefeated. One way or another, a streak is going to come to an end.
2-0 versus 7-0, very different.
Very different.
Take nothing
sure.
away from Slice Boogie.
To your credit, you are correct, but for what it's worth, neither man has lost in this building.
Boogie battering the back of Royce Isaacs here. Again, the nastiness. salivating at the opportunity to inflict pain onto his opponent.
The crowd making no secret how much they're disapproving of Slice's tactics.
You know, sometimes we see that disapproval from the crowd serve as a distraction, taking the proverbial eyes off the prize for these competitors. And maybe that's the case here. Royce Isaacs with aerial offense abound, but Slice Boogie is someone who in many ways feeds off of that vitriol, CJ.
Almost in a dark, twisted kind of way. Yeah, it's an interesting means to fuel the man, but what's fueling Royce right now?
Repeated knees to the midsection, thinking gut wrench. That's a big boy. Taken off his feet. Cover. And a kick out from Boogie. You know, when you're a power wrestler, like Royce Isaacs and Slice Boogie both are, in the ring with another power wrestler, do you adjust your strategy? Royce Isaacs clearly using that power to great effect, but how much is it taken out of him, CJ?
It's almost one of those things, too, where the challenge almost kind of motivates you to see how far you can push yourself, how heavy of an opponent you can lift. And as you can see right here, Royce Isaacs firmly in control, lifting Slice Boogie. No problem at all.
Yeah, not only lifting him up, keeping him there.
So much so that the crowd can barely continue to keep the count.
Nearly a full minute in the air. Slice Boogie's head fit to burst. Hook of the leg, and not enough. But to get a near fall on Slice Boogie this soon into the contest, that tells a world of story there, CJ.
Absolutely, very impressive by Royce. And following up that stalling suplex with a kick to the chest, and possibly an abdominal stretch.
Talking about the height advantage of Slice Boogie, cutting that down to size.
The midsection of Slice Boogie in a world of hurt right now.
And twisting the human body in a way it's simply not meant to go, and Slice Boogie manages to force the break and a cheap shot to Isaacs.
It might be the easy way out, but it's the smart thing to do, grabbing the rope.
Slice Boogie doesn't care. He doesn't do this for cheers. He doesn't do this for the A-OK from the people on social media. He doesn't do this to be liked by the locker room. He does this to become Epic Pro Champion. But Royce Isaacs is going down swinging. That's if he's going down, CJ.
He tried to muscle Royce up with a suplex of his own and it just wasn't enough. He had to use the ropes on the apron to even the odds to get to chop Royce back down.
Snapping the neck of the champion there. For the people at home, please, lackadaisical cover there. For the people at home, please paint a picture. Those are not soft, pillowy ropes, CJ.
By all means, it is steel cable. It hurts. Running the ropes hurts, let alone being dropped on the back of your neck.
And now wrenching the shoulders and upper back of Royce Isaacs on those hard steel cables. Taking every single second allotted by referee Chris Massey, and again snapping the neck. Adding salt to the wounds.
Might be an underhanded tactic, but the damage he's inflicting on Royce is slowly adding up.
Again. Cheap shot to the throat. Referee Chris Massey in a very unenviable position, trying to call this one right down the middle, but also knows that these Epic Pro fans paid good money to be here. They don't want to see a disqualification.
Especially in a
chop
championship
cheese
match.
Cover. Excuse me.
With as high stakes as this, I do not envy Chris Massey one bit.
Especially, let's call it like we see it in the ring with Slice Boogie, someone who is not afraid to, and in fact, very happy to bend and break any rules he can find.
As far as he can bend them.
Right now, bending the midsection and the throat of Royce Isaacs in the corner, choking the life out of the champion. Again, we spoke to it in our prelims, available free on YouTube. Much like Angel Verduzco and Joseph Dashu, Royce Isaacs also a student of the War Master Josh Barnett, and for someone with that type of mixed martial arts training, to not only be on the defensive, but to be dominated the way he is by Slice Boogie, I mean, that speaks volumes about the challenger, CJ. But as soon as I say it, Isaacs looking to find his way back in this thing.
Launching out of that corner with a big clothesline. I mean, we talk about his training with Josh Barnett. He's also a regular competitor in Bloodsport.
has defeated several WWE superstars, including Ivar of the War Raiders.
That is no accident. There's a reason why Royce Isaacs is as dangerous as he is, whether there's ropes or whether there's not ropes. And no matter what you throw at him, it's how much he can withstand.
Drop in the elbow. Slice Boogie looking to become champion. And again, never underestimate Slice Boogie. He might have gotten Warbeard. That does not mean he has Slice Boogie dead to rights. Everything that Royce Isaacs has looked for, everything he has attempted thus far, Slice Boogie has had an advantage. Doesn't matter how much of a comeback Royce Isaacs is able to mount. Doesn't matter how much offense he dishes out. Slice Boogie, with relative ease I might add, finds a way back in this.
It has not been pretty.
Oh!
One bit as evidenced by that guillotine leg drop to the back of the head. But what Slice Boogie is doing, by all means, it's working.
Cover. Oh, come on, the feet on the middle rope. Flagrantly within view of the official. And here's the sad thing, CJ. I think Slice Boogie had a damn fine shot of pinning Royce Isaacs' shoulders there, fair and square.
If it wasn't for the eagle eye of Chris Massey.
Right, cost him, even without the foot on the rope. Take nothing away from Royce Isaacs. I think if Slice Boogie had gone for a traditional no cheating cover, could have won the title.
Possibly, but I also think you underestimate our champion. But right now, he is in a very precarious position as the life seems to be choked out of him.
If we get one more arm down, we got a new champion! And Royce Isaacs making damn sure that doesn't happen. He fought for years to become Epic Pro champion. He is not by any means gonna let Slice Boogie pry it from him. Certainly not while he's warm and breathing. Boogie pushes Isaacs into the corner and now a cravat. Chopped cheese again. This time Isaacs saw it coming.
Could he get that? No, almost looked like he was going for a German suplex.
Perhaps going for hush money. And a DDT spiking Boogie on his neck.
Royce Isaacs really needed that one. Create a little bit of space. Create a little bit of breathing room. Get your equilibrium. Get your wits about you. And this is your time to take whatever advantage you can and deliver some punishment on Slice Boogie.
But despite the DDT, a move that quite literally spikes Slice Boogie, the challenger, on his neck, Royce Isaacs and Boogie both back up to their feet at the same point here, CJ.
Comboing up some forearms with a kick to the sternum.
So much taken out of the champion, but still he fights to defend what he's built, to defend the pride of this organization.
Making sure to get the full effects of this 5 count.
Winding up for more momentum, but gave Boogie the opening. No escape from that rolling elbow. Giving Tanaka a run for his money here.
Mustering the strength for bridging with that suplex.
Still not enough. No wasted motion there from Isaacs. A lesser wrestler would have released the exploder and then gone for the cover. Isaacs didn't want to give Boogie any room to breathe, kept on him with that bridge, and still it wasn't enough.
Take nothing away from Slice Boogie, who maybe has been wrestling this match not necessarily the most pure way. Still having the strength to kick out is very admirable. As
going for hush money here, but Boogie saw it coming, using that size to roll into a sunset flip. Only a 2. Kick to the midsection. Huge uppercut. Isaacs back up. Fighting spirit on display. Hush money. No.
How many men has Royce Isaacs put away with that very maneuver?
Nearly all of them on that 7-0 undefeated list. Yeah. And still Slice Boogie with the wherewithal to kick out. You have got to be kidding me, CJ Tito.
This is going to be a very motioning.
Oh, there is one more trick left in the playbook of the Mile High Samurai. If that hush money didn't do the job, Isaacs knows the sleepy eyes of death will, but that's if, and only if, he can muscle Boogie up.
He's Boogie's resisting any attempt to get picked up by Royce. But Royce kicks to the head.
And a series of Kawada kicks there. And again, what do you do in this position? So much of Isaacs' offense relies on power. Boogie's bigger than him. After everything Isaacs has gone through, I'm not sure if he has the wherewithal to get him over his shoulders.
I think you gotta keep wearing him down, but Boogie.
Fisherman brainbuster! Boogie the champion, no!
The very last second, the life of Royce Isaacs keeps on fighting.
And again, Royce Isaacs took a moment too long rethinking his strategy. Couldn't get Boogie up for the sleepy eyes of death. Was going for perhaps a lariat, and that's all the opening Slice Boogie needed.
These two Rams are head-to-head in a pure slugfest.
At a stalemate here once again. Two gladiators engaged in championship warfare.
Crushing head blow from Slice Boogie. Echoes rippling from those strikes.
This is what Epic Pro Wrestling is all about, man. Who wants it more, CJ Tito?
Answering shot for shot, it looks like.
Something's gotta give here, man. Slice Boogie one step ahead.
In and out German suplex.
But look at Isaacs, back up to his feet. On adrenaline and instinct alone, Isaacs muscles Boogie up.
Boogie grabbing the ropes.
Oh, right in the
to
eyes.
escape.
We got a new Epic Pro champion. No!
Aye. A tornado reverse DDT, but Royce Isaacs continues to fight another day.
CJ, I'll pose the question to you again. What is it gonna take? We have seen these men exhaust seemingly everything in their playbook, at the very least, everything they're physically capable of from their playbook at this juncture in the matchup, and none of it has been enough.
It's one of those things where you gotta just keep brainstorming, keep finding new innovative ways to try to put your opponent down. As we see Slice Boogie slowly scaling to the top rope.
You know, Slice doesn't fly often. When he does, it is disaster for his opponents, and Royce Isaacs knows it, cutting him off at the pass here.
Motioning like he's got an idea on the very top rope with Slice Boogie in a suplex position.
I'm not sure how smart this is for Isaacs, even if he is able to land this, and Boogie doing everything in his power to make sure he can't. Again, throat first on the hard steel cable of the ring rope. Stunner! Cover! Still not enough!
This match is absolutely incredible. I am seeing maneuvers that would put away a normal competitor, no problem. But as you're saying earlier, these two gladiators not letting their shield down that easily.
Tito, this isn't even the last match of tonight's card, man. We still got one more to go. And we might be headed towards that unsanctioned main event very shortly. Boogie maybe looking for a Gotch-style pile driver of his own. What would it mean for Isaacs to lose the championship to his own finishing maneuver?
The level of disrespect I can't even fathom. But Slice Boogie motioning.
Uh-oh.
Draping the ribs of Royce across the top rope.
I think we're looking to take a flight, CJ Tito. Slice Boogie looking to go cross-country. He's checked his bags, he's gone through TSA, he's boarded the plane, and we're going from JFK! But the plane detoured, rerouted, no landing in LAX here tonight.
That's the Mile High Samurai.
No, roll up from Boogie. Trying to ensure Boogie's flight landed in Denver, Colorado, but Boogie looking to take this one home one way or the other. God style of his own. And a back body drop from Isaacs, but a
Holding
sunset
on to
flip.
a pin.
I'm on the edge of my seat here, man.
We are half a
Huracan.
second away from this match being over.
I feel like we've been saying that for the past 10 minutes. Slice Boogie looking to make a proclamation. Is he omnipotent? No, going for the dead-ass driver, but Isaac saw it coming. Air raid crash.
Psyching himself up. Royce Isaacs continuing this momentum.
Lariat folding Boogie inside out. And he ain't done. He's got him up. Sleepy eyes of death. Good night, Boogie. Fought through hell and back to get there, but Royce Isaacs remains undefeated, 8-0, and above all, still your Epic Pro champion.
There is a reason Royce Isaacs is champion and is withstanding battles, contests of that caliber. My hat is completely on, with all due respect, Royce Isaacs, showing everyone here why Epic Pro is special and why he deserves to be at the top of that mountain.
We speculated whether or not the combination of power and nastiness Slice Boogie brought to the table would be enough to do what so many others have failed at doing for many, many years. And tonight, as he's done time and time again, against all odds, Royce Isaacs coming out victorious. His second successful defense of the Epic Pro Championship. You know, usually being #1 contender, it's a great honor. It's something you work hard for and look forward to. With Royce Isaacs as Epic Pro Champion, call that a death sentence. As up next, our official main event is concluded, but CJ Tito, we got one more left in the chamber. Put the kiddos to bed.
Up next, it's going to be Kid Bandit versus the debuting Maya World. This is going to be a very entertaining match between these two competitors. Hey, remember I said be calm, just be calm, all right?
But
just
come on,
not
he's
now.
mean mugging me over here.
I don't care. I don't care.
I can't. Look at what. I can't. I'm sorry.
Dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey! Don't do this! Not now! Darwin! 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 Fuck. Ah, shit. Darwin, don't! Jesus fucking Christ.
Get up closer. Get up. Hey, everybody here at Epic. I said that I wouldn't want to wrestle this guy once again, but I changed my mind. So I am asking for it. I'm asking you, Finchy, one more time, August 23rd. Oh man, but not just regular match, not just any ordinary match, no. The second ever here at Epic Pro. I want you at Guerrilla Warfare.
Chris Nasty looks for a mercy killing. He wants to do what he feels like Darwin Finch is not strong enough to do and put the punk rock point texture out to pasture for good. If Darwin Finch won't go, Chris Nasty will force him out of professional wrestling. An unsanctioned guerrilla warfare fight to cap us off here tonight, CJ.
More than just any regular contest. The amount of stakes, whether it's even as simple as just the mental well-being and desire of Darwin Finch to continue and fight on. But as we're seeing at the opening of this contest right now, Darwin Finch like a bat out of hell.
Again, Chris Nasty saying it's time for Darwin Finch to go. Says if he's not going to go willingly, Nasty's going to force him. Force Darwin Finch into retirement. And Finch was very candid with us backstage, CJ. He said he's had some of those thoughts of self-doubt. There's a part of him that thinks maybe Nasty is right. Maybe he's onto something. Maybe his time has come. But if he's going down, he's bringing Nasty with him.
And as we can see, as these two competitors are brawling on the outside.
Again, such a dangerous place to be. The hard linoleum floor of the Bill Greene Sports Complex. No padding! Darwin Finch sent back first.
Reverberating pain down his spine.
There are no weapons necessary. Yes, Finch with that tacked bat brought to ringside. Lord knows what these competitors will find backstage or under the ring as this guerrilla warfare fight progresses.
There is no limits to the creativity of violence that we are going to see this evening.
But the venue itself, a weapon in and of itself, CJ.
And so are the chairs at ringside.
And I have to ask, who does Chris Nasty think he is? A competitor with all the upside in the world, right? The lucha scumbag, but putting the scumbag in lucha scumbag here. Who is he to say that it's Darwin Finch's time to leave professional wrestling?
Chris Nasty, here to answer the question, he would say himself. He almost feels like it's his duty to be the executioner and put Darwin Finch out to pasture.
To do what Darwin himself is not strong enough to do. But Darwin, look at, oh my God, spear in midair. Spear in midair from Nasty using Finch's momentum against him, hook of the leg.
Almost putting an end to Darwin Finch's well-being and emotional state in the first few minutes of this unsanctioned match.
I mean, if Nasty was able to defeat Darwin Finch before this match even really got started, before any weaponry or plunder was introduced, doesn't that kind of answer that question for Darwin of whether or not his time is up? Uh-oh, speaking of weaponry.
Raising the stakes with a kendo stick in hand, tossing it into the ring. Possibly giving the weapon to Darwin Finch.
No, I think Nasty's just so confident, I should say, with the damage he's already dealt, and he's going to fill this ring with weapons. He's going to take his time. That's how little he thinks of Finch. Past his prime.
Giving him a menu of options.
Overstayed his welcome as he drills the steel chair into the midsection and now snapped across the back. It was Hall of Famer X-Pac Sean Waltman who sat beside me in this very chair nearly 4 years ago and said a shot to the back with a steel chair, the most devastating way you can be hit. Not a headshot, not a shot to the limbs, the legs, or the arms, no. A shot to the back, like Finch just suffered not once but twice into the cover, but only a 2.
And Darwin Finch, I mean, he's already been through so much in the early goings of this contest, but not dying, not laying down on his back that easily.
I mean, this has been all Chris Nasty here, man. Hold on, as soon as I say it, Finch trying to reverse the momentum. And he does, but Nasty lands on his feet. Chirping kick. Senton. For Nasty, he feels like this is his purpose. He feels like this is something he has to do for the greater good of professional wrestling.
And there is nothing more dangerous than a wrestler with a disillusioned purpose, where they feel like they have a god complex to essentially put down another member of their locker room.
Enter night, exit light, as the kendo stick cracked across the back of Darwin Finch.
You gotta wonder if the only thing keeping Darwin up is those ropes.
Getting mouthy with the official. Usually I would warn against that. You don't want to get yourself disqualified. But again, there's no disqualifications in this matchup. The only way it ends is pinfall, submission, or, and this is not hyperbolic to say, death, CJ Tino.
There's a reason this match is unsanctioned. And it's for the very reasons you just mentioned. And Chris Nasty. Nasty is a very apt surname for this individual.
We've seen guerrilla warfare here before in Epic Pro. My mind goes back to Ray Rosas and Juicy Finau, and as personal as the issue between those two became, Juicy wasn't trying to eliminate Ray from professional wrestling. Nasty caught in the tree of woe.
Struggling to get out as Darwin Finch gonna give him a taste of his own medicine with a kendo stick.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh.
Swinging for the fences.
Echoing across this arena.
Yes, swing, better, better. And they say nerds can't play sports.
I've seen bench warmers and I know that's far from false.
Darwin checking under the ring. Nasty still caught in that tree of woe, and this is very, very smart. Usually,
that's no ordinary steel chair, Jordan.
That is a steel chair wrapped in barbed wire.
As if the level of destruction couldn't be more violent.
Nasty begging for mercy. And Darwin's gonna show it? Oh no. Oh no! Cannonball! Risking his own life and limb to teach Nasty a lesson, to prove the Lucha scumbag wrong.
One has to think that just took just as much as Darwin as it did Chris. But the advantage being, Finch still has the chair with barbed wire.
Oh my God. Chris Nasty is far, far removed from having a nice day here, CJ.
What did X-Pac say about steel chairs?
The shots to the back are the worst, and that is with a normal steel chair. As you pointed out, my friend, that's no normal steel chair that Darwin Finch just cracked upside the skull of Chris Nasty.
Some to the back and one to the cranium. Chris Nasty very wisely, maybe instinctually, maybe just self-defense mechanism, getting out of the ring.
Oh no, Darwin Finch close to follow. We are far, far from over. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Again, Darwin is an honorable competitor, giving Joyce time to check on Chris Nasty. He doesn't want to end this man's career. He's not like Nasty. He just wants to shut him up. He just wants Chris to let him end things on his own terms, if and when that time comes. Oh no. CJ, Nasty is leaking here.
There he is, gushing blood from what looks like the top of his head.
Obstructing the vision. The more and more, the blood flows. Oh my God! We'll talk about blood flowing. It's going to be flowing from the back of Nasty after that tornado DDT, catching him in the barbed wire.
Poor ring placement on that part. Beautiful DDT, but just a bit of misfortune on Chris Nasty's part.
Listen, take nothing away from Chris Nasty. In a normal match, that would have been a picture-perfect tornado DDT.
Yeah.
He is not a deathmatch wrestler. Yes, he's gone to war with the likes of Judge Joe Dredd and Alex Colon, but that is not his bread and butter. He's not usually thinking about barbed wire steel chairs laid in the center of the ring. Or cracked upside the skull of Darwin Finch. Cover. No. And again, CJ, as the blood continues to pour, it obstructs the vision. makes it difficult for Nasty to breathe, and perhaps, most importantly, makes him lightheaded. The longer this match goes, the quicker and quicker Nasty gets to fading.
And Chris Nasty getting a 2x4 from underneath the ring, tossing it aside.
I guess Nasty not feeling especially patriotic here, CJ Tino.
Seems like he's got...
Oh my God. Says this is more like it.
As if a 2x4 is not dangerous enough on its own.
Less hacksaw Jim Duggan, more Mrs. Foley's baby boy. And speaking of baby boys, Finch ain't having children after this one. Again,
I would be worried if Darwin Finch could even walk after this match is over.
CJ, that is the same barbed wire that is wrapped atop prison fences to prevent inmates from escaping, and now it is being raked across the skull of a human being. This is really sick stuff, man.
You would have to be a sick and twisted individual to do this to another human being. To almost, even in Chris Nasty's delusion, to almost do Darwin Finch a favor.
He feels like he's being merciful here.
This, I don't mean to spew my own philosophical beliefs, but there is nothing merciful about this.
Blaming the people, saying it's on them, saying they're enablers of Darwin Finch with a barbed wire crutch. Anything you can swing, I can swing better. Wiping Nasty out. And indeed, he may need that crutch by night's end, CJ. What is it you were saying about being unable to walk?
I don't think a barbed wire crutch is what the doctor would prescribe. But sure enough, it's what Darwin Finch is prescribing to the forehead of Chris Nasty. And it looks like he's got another implement of torture.
What the hell is that? Is that a staple gun?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Driving it into the skull of Chris Nasty, poking, and stabbing.
Well, whatever the hell it is, digging the jagged edge into the face of the Lucha scumbag. Finch did not want this. It was Chris Nasty who continued to poke the bear, who gave Finch no choice.
It's one of those things that you learn in school, whether it's fight or flight, and Darwin Finch is choosing fight.
Forgive the cliche, they say oh no, that is a staple gun! Stapling the back of Chris Nasty! Oh my God. CJ Tito, that is a staple being dug into human flesh, a dollar bill.
Like there's a dollar bill, yes.
Forgive the cliche, they say the only way to beat a monster is to become one. Suffice it to say, Nasty has awoken the beast, a monster inside Darwin Finch.
Inside, I'm sure Darwin didn't even know he had within himself. As once more with the staple gun.
Again, CJ, I can't hammer it home anymore. This is not just about a personal issue between Finch and Nasty. This is Finch defending a career he has spent the last decade building. Finch defending a career he has dreamt of since he was a little boy. Nasty looking to jeopardize all of that.
It's just staple after staple after staple. And I want to call it to attention the crowd with cell phones in hand, documenting, recording up close the level of violence that we're seeing in this unsanctioned match.
I mean, Nasty said it himself. Perhaps they are enablers. Enabling Darwin Finch to unlock this sadistic, vicious side.
His own demise at this point.
Oh no, get Nasty a hell away from here.
You buried your own grave, buddy. Don't loop us into this.
Made your bed, time to sleep in it. A bed filled with barbed wire and staple guns and God knows what else Darwin Finch has in store. We still haven't seen that damn bat come into play. Oh no.
Just yet again, every single staple piercing the skin of Chris Nasty.
Finch, looking to exhaust every staple in that gun. Feels like he won't rest until every staple is connected with the flesh of Chris Nasty. Now Nasty mercifully finding some reprieve and heading for the hills.
Possibly going back through the curtain.
Oh, this is
Tail
BS.
between his legs.
After all the poison Nasty spewed, all the righteous holier-than-thou gospel, he's trying to escape and Finch won't let him.
You were talking about this entire arena being a weapon. Those bleachers, first and foremost, a shining example of that. As the men are brawling to the top flight of these bleachers.
Shades of Eli Everfly. One of Chris Nasty's trainers from the very first Epic Pro show. Nasty telling me in the backstage area he was using Eli Everfly's theme song tonight as a tribute to his trainer. Someone who's no stranger to death matches, and now using that same unhinged spirit to send Finch careening over the top of those bleachers.
I have no idea how this is going to end, but I do know for a fact that no matter what happens, both of these men will be irrevocably changed forever.
Finch thinking superplex. Nasty fight like hell to escape.
Biting the top of Darwin Finch's busted forehead.
Taking Finch off his feet. But as the blood continues to flow from Nasty's head, he's not far behind CJ.
Finch wisely getting to the floor, creating a little bit of distance and separation.
Oh my God! The Lucha scumbag flies! Talk about shades of La Mosca!
And the bloodlust of this crowd just willing him on.
You know, it's ironic, CJ. Chris Nasty has talked so much about wanting to end Darwin Finch's career, wanting to put him out to pasture. He might end his own damn career in the process.
The poetic irony that would be.
Off comes the shirt. Say what you will about Nasty, you don't call him a coward. Not with a move like that. Springboard, caught in midair. Finch, looking to win it. No! It is rare that I want to see a match end in Epic Pro Wrestling. The fight forever mantra rings true here. But I just want this to be over. I just want these men to be done with this.
For the sake of both of their well-beings, I agree with you. The unfortunate, realistic truth before us is it's not going to go down that easy.
Finch with that thumbtack-laden bat he brought to ringside. Again swings for the fences. And again, Nasty begs for mercy.
Exclaiming an apology.
Of course! Not a damn genuine thing about this guy. Darwin Finch is a good person. He's an honest man. Nasty knows that, and he pride on that. Like the scum that he is. I'm sorry.
Chris Nasty, the scum that he is, grabbing Darwin's own weapon against him.
Right to the midsection. And now thumbtacks lodged in the skull of the punk rock boy Dexter. Sign of the cross.
Biblical.
Perhaps sacrificing Finch. He won't be returning in 3 days, but he will be kicking out before the count of 3. Michinoku driver, this has gotta, no!
Darwin Finch is not going down without a fight. I mean, we talked about earlier, having those doubts of if Darwin Finch can continue. And I think these instincts, the desire to keep fighting is answering that question for him, whether he wants to admit it or not.
Yeah, but you know that's not enough for Darwin Finch. You know he wants to shut up Chris Nasty unequivocally. He's shown a hell of a lot of fight, but Finch won't be done until he has defeated or killed Chris Nasty.
And Chris, once more, going underneath the apron to pull out what appears to be a bag of thumbtacks.
I mean, I don't like to be presumptuous, but a Crown Royal bag underneath a professional wrestling ring can only mean one thing. Yeah, you thought the thumbtacks on the bat were bad. How about strewn throughout the canvas? Again, I talked to Darwin Finch before this. He said this is by far the most hardcore war he's ever fought, and he might be out of his element, but he's fighting like hell to escape the Mustache Mountain. Nasty had him in the electric chair.
Hanging on for dear life.
Oh no, Nasty. Caught with a headbutt. Catches Finch with an elbow to the midsection, to the mush, once again and again.
A series of kicks by Chris Nasty. But Darwin Finch still standing, still preserving his life by not falling onto those thumbtacks.
Oh no. Not just preserving his life, looking to end Chris Nasty's. But Nasty one step ahead.
And the danger intensifies as Chris Nasty scales to the top rope.
Grabbing at the mustache, the beloved mustache of Nasty. Back first into the tax. Chris Nasty, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
He brought those thumbtacks into the world, and now he is paying for that very mistake.
Cover! No! The man's entire back is a damn pincushion.
Not only are they hurting themselves in this very moment, but afterwards, when it's all said and done, they're going to have to pull these thumbtacks out one by one, agonizing, excruciating pain.
Again, think about the irreparable damage this is doing to both men's careers. This issue between them, winning this is so important. Hold on, thinking neuron bomb.
But Chris Nasty able to cling onto the ropes and avoid sure destruction.
Finch now back up to his feet. Nasty, handspring, cutter! But again, the lack of deathmatch experience, the lack of deathmatch ring awareness. Nasty caught in the tax, laid to the cover, and it's not enough.
I think as sick as Chris Nasty was that he took that roll of the dice, he didn't care. He put himself in harm's way just to inflict more damage to Darwin Finch. He is a sadistic, I wish I could swear right now, but my God.
You wouldn't put it past him, neither would I. There is nothing more dangerous than a man with a purpose, and Nasty looking to fulfill his here, looking to rid professional wrestling of Darwin Finch. You know that double count-out loss, that no contest, that could squabble up, has tormented both of these men, especially Chris Nasty. And
what is that, Jordan?
it's a damn TV. That is a damn television set. Shades of the Link to the Future Anton Voorhees. Chris Nasty looks to wipe Darwin Finch from the future of professional wrestling. And CJ, you want to talk about poetic irony? How about Chris Nasty using a TV screen as he looks to wipe Darwin Finch from Triller TV Plus forever?
It doesn't seem like Chris Nasty is gonna stop until he accomplishes that very much goal, whether it's a television, whether it's a steel chair, whether it's a second steel chair. Chris Nasty, you're making me sick.
And look at where he's setting that that television bridge up. It's right above the tax. If and when Darwin Finch goes through that television, he's gonna land in the tacks again. Television, steel chairs, tacks, a triad of pain for the punk rock Poindexter. And now it's Finch busted open.
Oh, placing his skull on the top of that television.
Blood seeping into the LED.
Whatever Chris Nasty's thinking, there's no better way to describe it than evil.
And now sandwiching Finch's body between the television and the barbed wire chair, slicing his skin in the thorns.
Darwin Finch trapped. As Chris Nasty, little by little, making his way to the top rope.
It's been a hell of a career, Darwin Finch. Hold on! And it's not done yet! Manages to free himself from the barbed wire chair and crack it upside the skull of Nasty.
Both men scaling to the top rope.
No, no, no! Superplex through the television! Cover him, Finch!
Both men.
Oh, God!
What will it take? What will it take?
The video may have killed the radio star, but it damn sure didn't kill Chris Nasty. And I'm not sure what can. What is left, CJ? I mean, what is left? Televisions and barbed wires and steel chairs and bats and 2x4s and crutches. What is left?
I shudder to think, with everything that we've seen so far, just what this rivalry, what is that? What?
That is a glove covered in thumbtacks. And he just gave one to Chris Nasty?
There is no easy way out in this contest. The ante has been raised somehow even further.
Finch slicing his own hand as he attempts to put that glove on, but why on earth would you give one to Chris Nasty? What the hell is Darwin thinking?
I think, again, this is just as much Darwin proving to himself that he still should be wrestling. His career is not over, and he wants this to be, as insane as this sounds, as fair as evenly possible.
Not giving Nasty any excuse. Oh my God! Thumbtack-laden fists.
Trading shots one by one, even giving Chris the first blow.
Shades of the bad breed, shades of the Taipei death match 30 years ago. Off the ropes! And sabooed with a barbed wire steel chair.
This is scary, Jordan. Darwin is barely able to get his wits about him as he desperately clings onto that bottom turnbuckle.
Barely able to get his wits about him. He's knocked out cold, CJ.
And Chris just not satisfied, just more, pushing the limit further and further and further. What is humane?
He wants to end this man's career. Plain and simply wants to make sure he's never able to wrestle again. Looking to go coast to coast. It's gotta be done. Darwin, you fought like hell. It was as much as anyone could expect from you and more, but it's gotta be done. And it's not! CJ Tito, it is not!
I hate to be speechless right now, but I worry so much for Darwin's well-being. Even if he can continue, what state will he be in after this is all said and done?
What the hell, Nasty? Beckoning towards our ring crew. What does he have planned? Has he paid these goons off? Are these hired guns of Chris Nasty?
This is taking what the skirt of the apron, it looks like.
I think Chris Nasty has paid off the damn ring crew.
The fact that it's even come to this is sickening.
They're not just taking off the skirt. They're taking off the damn canvas.
All the while, Darwin Finch damn near motionless.
Again, CJ, usually I would say this is not smart, this is not wise. You're giving Darwin Finch time to recuperate. Finch can't recuperate. There's no recuperating from this. There's no finding a second or third win or getting back up to your feet.
If anything, the longer he lingers in the pain, the more this just hurts. With thumbtacks, barbed wire, the cuts, the wounds, the staples, everything.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Removing the ring mat. I mean, CJ, you can attest, a normal ring canvas with a canvas, with a mat, is already painful enough, it's devastating enough to land on as is.
Yeah.
Just the wood below.
That much more, that exponential damage is just rising little by little, and I don't know if I can stomach what's going to come next.
That is wood and steel, plain and simple. That is wood and steel. And Chris Nasty looking to drill Darwin Finch into it. And Darwin escapes.
Somehow he has life.
No.
Ducking.
Looking to drill that thumbtack-laden glove into the face of Nasty. And a low blow from the Lucha scumbag.
As low as they can come, Chris Nasty
will stop at nothing to end Darwin Finch.
hurling profanities at the referee.
Again, got him up for Mustache Mountain. And now Finch drilling the thumbtacks into the eyes of Nasty. He's gonna blind the man.
Pump handle DDT onto exposed wood.
Thank God it's over. Thank God it's over. They destroyed this venue, they destroyed this ring, and they destroyed each other. But by the grace of God or whatever deity you believe in, the match is over.
Going through absolute hell. I wonder, does this answer Darwin Finch's question of whether he belongs, whether he should continue, whether he should keep fighting?
It has to. Darwin Finch didn't survive. Darwin Finch didn't hold his own. He defeated Chris Nasty. And if Darwin Finch is hanging up his boots, he's doing it of his own accord. Old Yeller smiled and ate the bullet for breakfast. Long live Darwin Finch.
Darwin Finch motioning for a microphone.
You know, CJ, it wasn't too long ago that Darwin Finch sat in your chair here at the commentary booth. And as highly as I've thought of this man, never in a million years did I think he was capable of the violence we just witnessed. Chris Nasty unleashing something in this man.
Now this This is a sight I did not expect to see an embrace between these two competitors that have just done untold damage to one another.
Holy shit, yo. You know, for whatever reason, that Krusty said what he said in the first place. Whether you meant it, whether it's to light a fire under my ass. For a little while, yeah, I totally believed that, you know, maybe it's time to take these old boots off right here, do it in the most violent way possible, and then bid you all good night forever. But, you know, as much of a nerd as I am and all the words that I know, the one that I really don't pay attention to is the word quit. So as long as I'm still breathing, as long as my heart's still ticking, no matter what they ask me to do in here, whether it's to make you laugh, make you guess, bleed my fucking guts out, I'm gonna give you all 100% every goddamn time. I don't have a whole lot more to say other than that, other than thank all of you crazy folks here. Hope you keep coming out, keep supporting the shows, keep supporting all the wrestlers. And let's see how much longer Finch can hold on, huh? Love you guys. Thank you.
The Epic Pro faithful articulating it better. Better than I ever could, CJ Tito. Thank you, Finch. For CJ Tito, I'm Jordan Castle. This has been Epic Pro Wrestling's Better Each Day 3. We thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.